Welcome to episode 9 of the Copium tape. I got it right. Did I get it right? Episode 9?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah, you got it right.
go.
Oh, well, to me, this is 8.5, really, because it's just a further dive into the fantasy that we were talking about in episode 8.
I'm your host, Drew. I'm here with Jake and Jonah. We're talking, like Jake said, we're talking fantasy. We're continuing our fantasy
Dungeons
discussion.
and Dragons!
Yep, we're here with, I think, shit, what did he say? I edited this. I should remember what he said. We're doing 8, shit, that's not what it was. 3.5. Is that right, Jonah?
Ooh.
Let's go. I remember, baby. That was the one that was the one that was weird. All the other ones were just whole numbers. I remembered.
They're all weird. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
True.
Jonah has a
Well, wait.
loser.
Could we do a Dungeons and Dragons fantasy football where it's pure copium? I pick all my sleepers and all my picks are perfect. Is that possible? Or do I have to roll for like initiative or whatever?
Yeah, you have to roll for luck.
Yeah.
I don't even understand the metaphor you're going for.
I'm legitimately.
We don't know how.
If I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, and my character is the ultimate, my whole storyline is me based around me destroying my fantasy opponents. Could I just roll for luck and initiative to get like all my players to be the perfect players that year for fantasy? Jonah, you're useless.
Well, we've decided we're going with 3.5. So your stats are going to be determined at creation.
All right, let's move on. Let's move it. No, let's move. We're moving into running backs and receivers. You ruined
this is not the episode to stall.
That's true. And Jonah's in here reading. Jonah pulled out. That's what he was quiet about. He had to go get his 3.5 book. He started reading the basic rules.
He didn't have to pull it out.
He's got that
book. He's got that thing memorized.
That edition has 100 books.
He has the whole
100
volume set memorized.
Why?
Because it's dumb.
Dungeons and Dragons is it's like League of Legends or something. It seems like it's so fun, but it's just so daunting to get into. It's just not worth your time and effort.
Yeah. Also, Dungeons and Dragons is made off of a TV show set in the 80s that Netflix started like 5 years ago. And now it's somehow such a huge board game.
Orange is the New Black?
Yeah, I think it's that one.
Nice. All right, like Jake said, this is not the episode to stall. This is not. We need to keep going. All right, we're gonna start with running backs. We're gonna start with our loves first, like the QB and tight end. And I'm gonna have my head on the swivel for my cat. If she gets near my computer, I'll stop her. Any means necessary.
You got a water squirt bottle?
You have like a BB gun or a water squirt bottle.
Oh my god, a BB gun!
Cat has to learn somehow.
Jake went for the throat. Jonah went for the humane, just a water squirter. Get her away. Jake literally was like, water squirter never entered Jake's mind. It was BB gun.
And Jake, at least that's better than a real gun.
No, but the problem was you had to take a step down from that.
Yeah. Flamethrower would have been like the extreme.
That's true. All right, Jake. Since you like BB guns, I want you to start with your running back. Your love running back. Your tier 1 love running back. Who is it?
I'm going my tier 1 love because I mentioned BB guns.
Yeah.
Well, that seems irrelevant, but okay. So my tier 1 is a little. He's a sleeper tier 1. That's how I claim it.
Guys, don't play fantasy like this. Don't play fantasy like this. Don't do it.
He's a sleeper tier 1 because I don't know if this guy's going to be. Honestly, I think it's just I want him to be good again. I think everyone wants him to be good again, so we're all saying the same thing. And he's had 2 years to recover from his ACL. And we just all want it for him. We just all want him to be good again. It's what we all want. A Mr. Saquon Barkley. I just want fun Saquon back. I miss the old Saquon.
I miss the championship game, 41 points against Washington, Saquon.
Exactly.
I don't miss that.
I just want him back. I just want him back.
I just lose every championship fantasy game because some player just goes and has his best career game. Gotta love it.
No, that didn't happen last year for sure.
No, it definitely didn't. Why do you like Saquon, Jake?
Kind of what I said. He's 2 years removed from the ACL. Last year's injury was kind of a freakish injury, and then they just I mean, he only just like stepped on the Cowboys' dude's ankles and rolled his ankle, and it was just like, what? So I mean, I just don't know. Everything seems positive coming out of there. The Giants as an offense seem more functional, in my opinion. It seems like, it might not be as bad as everyone expected them to be. I mean, I didn't expect them to be horrific, as I rated them higher than you guys
they
did.
replaced Jason Garrett, so they're gonna be better.
Yeah,
they're gonna
so
have
like
a
I was already
modern
optimistic on them, and now I feel like the offense is looking like it's clicking a little more. And to me, that's a good thing because there will be high usage from Saquon still probably, but not like the ungodly high usage that he was used to when he was first in, where like he was the entire offense. I think they have enough weapons to where, but they have enough now that I think they can take some stuff away from him.
I mean,
and
the
not have
coach
to,
even
like,
said
run
he's
him
gonna
into
have
the
a
ground.
huge workload.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like this pick.
I mean, I said it was
I'm definitely on your side. I definitely like Saquon.
Saquon to me,
he's interesting to me.
I don't overdraft him for sure.
To me,
yeah, don't overdraft.
To me, I'll be honestly shocked, barring a shit ton of injuries, that he gets top 5 this year. I just don't unless like 3 of the guys I'm thinking of get hurt for a significant time and he doesn't, then I just don't think there's a world he gets top 5 running back this year.
Maybe not, but I love him at where he's going in terms of like that late second, early third.
I mean, he's going 23. I guess you're right. Yeah, late.
Yeah, I mean, late second, early third. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if I can get him in the early third, like he's my third guy off the board for me. Well, I'm kind of excited then.
I think for me, you're better off just keeping your head on a swivel and being ready to pick up whatever shitty running back they throw in when Saquon goes out. Sorry, not sorry.
Rude.
Which is gonna be funny when I put him on my number 1.
It's like all of these running backs. You can't be afraid they're gonna get hurt. They're all likely to get hurt and miss some time.
You know what, Jenna? Are we done with Saquon? Because I got a good pivot here. My pivot.
Well, then, if you have a good pivot, I say no.
Okay. My good pivot is, with that exact argument, Jonah, I agree with you that you can't be scared of injury. But I'm going to be scared of an injury of a second round to third round running back that I'm probably going to get if I pick a receiver in the first round, as opposed to Christian McCaffrey, who's my love, who I'm going to pick with the first overall pick, because if he plays, he's going to be the best player in fantasy football. Which I don't mind. I don't mind that risk, but I do mind my running back I'm picking in the second round or third round probably going to be my number 1 guy that could easily get hurt and be out. That doesn't have the same upside as Christian McCaffrey. I mean, and then going into my pick, Christian McCaffrey's just, I think he averages 20. Jonah, look this up for me. I think he averages. I think on his career he's averaged 23 points a game in fantasy when he plays, which is just insane. I mean, if he plays the whole season, he will just be the best running back and probably the best fantasy player this year. Barkley doesn't have that upside. He doesn't. McCaffrey
22.47.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, but you're talking about the consensus number 1 overall pick, I feel like, in fantasy.
But
this is a guy who was saying we might get
no, this is actually a year where he's not consensus.
Yeah, he's not. Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, I mean,
we can look at it. We're looking at the average. We can see the average, Jake. Look.
Yeah.
Look, Jake.
I can't.
Oh, okay. My bad.
You just wanted me to say that. You evil man.
He's going, Jake. He's going for your. I'll be your eyes. He's going. McCaffrey's going 2 in ESPN, 2 in whatever RT Sports are, 3 in Fantrax, 2 in Sleeper. So he's averaging 2.8. Yeah. Eckler has a better average for him, which I think is crazy.
Which I mean, it's miscalculated.
Oh, how dare you, Jonah?
You can just look at that. 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2 does not average out to be 2.5.
No, you're dumb, Jonah. You're dumb. But yeah, I mean
that's fucking 12. That averages out to be.
And I think too the
3.
pivot into the conversation too of the Jonathan Taylor McCaffrey 1 versus 2. Who are you picking? I mean, if I have the first pick, I'm just gonna go upside.
I think it comes down to whether or not you've been burned by McCaffrey before.
I'm pretty sure I've been burned, and I don't care. I'm going back in.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this. I'm taking McCaffrey in that scenario, and it's not really much of a thought.
I mean, what do you do, Jonah?
I mean, we did a mock not that long ago where I had the first pick, and I picked McCaffrey too.
No, you did. No, you did. You picked Taylor because I got him.
No, I didn't.
No,
you got Taylor too.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I got Taylor.
No, I'm about to look this up. Jonah, I want you.
We're really stalling now.
Jonah, I want you to.
I don't remember this.
Jonah, I want you to give me the Jonathan Taylor take. You pick him at 1. What's the tail?
Why you would pick Taylor at 1?
Uh-huh.
You'd pick Taylor at 1 because he's more likely to stay healthy because he's younger and fresher, and that he had
healthier.
the workload last year. That if it carries over, he will be top 3 for sure. Like his floor is like top 5, unless they dramatically cut his workload.
Which is there's no way.
I mean, they're good. Like Frank Reich has already said that he wants to cut the workload of Jonathan Taylor.
Wants and will is 2 different things.
And that's the thing. He wants to. So there is a way that it happens. But I don't think it's going to be cut by enough to matter. So he'll still be top 5. He's the safer pick because you're out of those guys. Like there's after him, it's Eckler. I mean, and then Cook's up there. Derrick Henry's is there too, but Derrick Henry's got the workload so far in his career that it's just any day now. It seems like.
Yeah.
People are so worried about it. And so Jonathan Taylor's the safest pick of them.
I like it. I mean, that's my McCaffrey.
I don't.
You said you'd still take him.
McCaffrey?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's go, Jonah. Who's your love?
Leonard Fournette.
That's your love.
Playoff Lenny.
Yeah.
See, me and Jonah were a lot looser with we just. I feel like neither of us felt like it was worth talking about like the top guys because it's like you love them. If you can get one of them, get one of them.
Well, I think the only reason I brought up McCaffrey is because
Leonard Fournette was in PPR. He finished 6th. He's being drafted right now as like the 12th running back or something. I just think that's so crazy. I think he's gonna absolutely outperform his ADP. You're able to get him so late. Brady came back. He didn't retire.
Yet.
And that offense is going to continue to be good, and they're going to have to lean a little more on the run. And he's going to get more involved in the passing game because they don't know what they've got. Russell Gage is hurt. Chris Godwin's not going to start the season healthy. Who knows what the hell Julio is actually going to be when he gets out there.
I mean, I agree. I love Leonard. Leonard Fournette is along the lines of many of these running backs in his range that it's just the boring right pick. It's just what he is.
I mean, he averaged 18.3 points a game last year.
Yeah,
that's tremendous.
Which is crazy why people still think that's boring. But I mean, I do feel like that is the consensus right now in fantasy football. People like Fournette, people like Connor, people like Zeke are all like boring picks, but they're all good picks that are gonna, like, unless they get hurt, they're gonna be solid. So yeah, I don't have too much to say about them. What do you say, Jake?
I do love Playoff Lenny. So Playoff Lenny would have been my if I didn't know Jonah had already taken it. So then I took Saquon. Because I like both of them. I think I would. This is the way I look at it. If I had to take one of them in the second round, like if I was having to pull the trigger on one of them late second, I think I'd maybe go Saquon, just because I think there's a little more upside there. But if I was getting one of them in the third round, I'm a lot happier I'm getting Leonard Fournette than Saquon in the third. Yeah, if that makes any sense.
That does. Leonard Fournette and Saquon to me are both ideal targets for you pick 2 receivers to start your draft. Like that being your RB1 after you get 2 stud receivers, I think you're in a good spot. Even though I said what I said about Saquon. I like Fournette way better.
Or as an RB2.
As an RB2? I love that too. I think I would like Saquon. I think I would pivot from you, Jake, and do Saquon, I think I might like Saquon better if he is my RB2.
Yeah. Well, there's no. I don't
running
think.
Back.
I don't think there's any scenario where I would take Saquon as my RB1. Now, I mean, I'm thinking about the drafts that I'm actually going to be in, and that's why. But like, I just can't imagine I'm going to sit there until late second and be like, oh yeah, like because if I have a late second pick, that means I'm probably able to get my choice of running back between Jonathan Taylor and McCaffrey. It's like I'm a late second. So then I'm taking one of them, and that means Saquon RB2. Or if I'm sitting there in the or if I'm sitting there and I'm getting them in the third, then it's like, okay, depending on that, it's either I have one of those other guys or I got like a Henry or Dalvin Cook in the first, pick up a receiver or a skill or something in 2, and then pick up the guy in 3.
I mean, yeah, for there to be a world where you get McCaffrey, Fournette, or Barkley and a good receiver on that double up pick you get there, I mean, I'm not typically a big fan of those first couple picks, but this year
it's
might
funny
not be bad.
I found the mock
Huh?
when it happened, and I took McCaffrey 1, CeeDee Lamb at 210, and Saquon Barkley at the start of the third, and I feel like that's a tremendous start.
God, I swear to God, I remember being like, "Wow, you didn't take McCaffrey? Maybe you changed it. Maybe you're lying." I can't trust.
It's not
you.
mine to edit.
I know.
It's yours.
Don't lie to me, Joe. Don't lie to me. Don't heckin' lie to me. Okay, well, let's move to our, I don't know, what should we call this? Mid-tier running backs that we also love. Running backs is so weird because we say mid-tier, but you're still probably wasting like a third through 5 round pick on them. Probably. Not for all.
Well, I mean, you may be. Me and that true mid, like 5 to 7, I bet.
Okay. I'll go first. Because Jake doesn't like doubling up, as I remembered when I was editing the fantasy pod the other night. Jake was like, I told Jake, I was like, Jake, you go. Jake's like, I already went once. I'm not going again.
Yeah.
So
I've done mine now for this episode. You guys can go first on all the other ones.
My tier 2 running back love is Aaron Jones / AJ Dillon.
Yeah, see, it's so
Also, it has to be handcuffed.
No, it doesn't have to be handcuffed, but it's better if you do.
Yeah, Aaron Jones doesn't have to be handcuffed. He's still a top 6 back being drafted or whatever.
Where's Aaron Jones? Let's actually see his ADP. It's going about 20. Running back 12. I can't believe Javonte Williams is. I guess they're ranked.
Is he actually all the way back? Is he all the way back at RB12?
Yeah, Aaron Jones is, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, Aaron Jones, again, you're picking him. What is that? That's like the end of the second, beginning of the third. I mean, he's going in the same sort of range as Fournette Barkley, but I think he has just crazy amount of upside in PPR. I don't even think I love him as much as the other 2 guys we've talked about so far. Again, which is funny because I didn't like Saquon. But I don't love him as much even in half PPR. Because I think this year his value is going to be it's going to come from him catching. I like I said in the QB tight end pod, I think the Packers lost more than Davante Adams. They lost a pivotal piece of their offense for the past 5, 6, 7 seasons that he's been there. And I think there's just going to be a huge gap for the Packers offense that's going to have to be filled. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has already said he thinks that AJ Dillon and AJ Dillon and Aaron fuck me, I fucked it up again. Jones would both have 50 catches this season. So I think it's crazy. And then the reason I handcuff AJ Dillon on it, I think there's a world you could have both of them and start both of them week to week and put AJ Dillon in your flex and you're going to be fine. Which is crazy because I think there's going to be times.
Fine, I think is the right word to use there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're not going to be exceptional with that. I feel like you're capping your possible production.
But I just don't like I don't like the idea. Well, first I say that's why I said the Aaron Jones having him for PPR is so important. Because I think if you have him in a full PPR league, if you have them both, then I think you're actually more than fine. I think you're good. But I think when you scale it down to half PPR, then that's when I agree with you, Jonah, where you're only okay. But also, I don't like Aaron Jones has definitely always kind of had a iffy problem about staying healthy. And if Aaron Jones goes down, you don't want to be the guy that doesn't have AJ Dillon, and you look over like two teams, look at your buddy's team who's had AJ Dillon, and now he has like a top 10 running back rest of the season probably. So that's why I like to handcuff him. I think there's a lot of running backs that I feel like this, but I mean AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones have the most upside in terms of like value from handcuff to starter. But I've talked enough.
It feels odd that you'd have to get the handcuff in like round 7, or maybe even earlier in some leagues.
Again, I just don't think. I mean, it guess it does come down to like if you think that's going to be a problem or not. But I just don't think that's a problem at all.
I don't like the idea of drafting in a guy in one of the top 7 rounds that I know is not going to be a starter.
I mean, but he did finish what was it? Finished 23, I think, last year. And I think this year more than any, it's like he has even more upside. I mean, like the
23.
LaFleur like said that there's gonna be multiple like what did he said? He said the other day that it's it's RB or running back. What did he say? RB1A, and then AJ Dillon is also RB1A, is what he said. So I think you're gonna have times too when they're both on the field at the same time. I don't know. I just think they're both gonna be good, and I think having them together gives you the security to not be absolutely demolished if one gets hurt. Because if either one gets hurt, the other one becomes exponentially better. But Jake's been quiet. Why has Jake been quiet?
I just don't know how I feel about it.
What do you feel? Don't take.
I actually really like Aaron Jones. But it is the value of AJ Dillon. Are you going too early to get like? I don't know. I just feel like there's guys I'd rather snag in that area.
In AJ Dillon's area, 64.
Yeah, like I just feel like I am burning a pick to like I don't know.
Well, give us an example of who you'd rather pick.
I mean, yeah.
Who's the
so it also depends how it falls and everything. Oh well, the mid-range guy I love is actually getting taken. I think my love back is getting taken a little earlier than that, I believe.
Okay. I mean, I'm not saying too you have to pick AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones. I'm just saying I think it's worth thinking about and setting up your team to do so.
Now, it's also a big part of it probably for me is, like I said, I've mainly been thinking about this as I've gone and I've found the guys I've loved and haven't loved and their value and everything. I've been doing it a lot based off of our keeper league. And in our keeper league, I have a keeper in the 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
So for me, AJ's value, like, man, if I had Aaron Jones, I'd have to be taking AJ at the 5th or like hoping he drops to 8. And then if he's dropping to 8, I only have an 8th and a 9th to work with before I lose my 10th to another keeper. So for me, the value wasn't there for AJ because of that, because of limited picks in that range. If I had a full set of picks in that range, I probably don't mind it as much.
Yeah, I think the keeper it does jade our views a little bit more because I have full confidence if I'm in a 10 person league. I know I can get AJ Dillon around this value and like AJ Dillon can average me 10 points a game, and I think I can find stuff through the waiver, find stuff through the rest of the draft that I'll be fine, even if AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones don't work together well. But again, if one goes down,
yeah,
I know I'm in such a great spot, and I don't want to be the guy that doesn't have the handcuff.
Yeah,
I don't want to be the Dalvin Cook owner just sitting there crying.
Yeah, it's just the most expensive handcuff in fantasy history, probably.
Yeah, I mean it definitely is. I mean it's on the line of what probably Chubb and Hunt were last year. Actually, what Hunt got picked I think last year.
Yeah.
But okay, Let's move on to Jonas. Second running back.
No, not mine? Okay.
No. No, Jake, you don't get one.
So my mid-range guy is Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Boop.
In that mid-range in the running back dead zone, there's not a lot of guys who are just like clearly outstanding. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire has every year everybody keeps talking about how he's a good athlete and he's primed, ready to do it. Finally break out. And then last year, nobody realized he had gallbladder surgery, lost 30 pounds. So he was playing 30 pounds lighter.
I didn't lose 30 pounds when I got mine taken out.
Yeah, well, he's soft. That's the difference.
Oh, you're right, Jake. I'm fucking built diff. Thanks, Jake. I appreciate it.
The thing that has me the most excited about what he's going to be able to do this year is that the 7th round rookie, Isaiah Pacheco, has come in there, and he has leapfrogged every possible competitor Clyde Edwards-Helaire has for any snaps during the regular season. Like, there's no way Isaiah Pacheco plays a significant role on this team this year as a 7th round rookie like this. And so he's essentially just made it so that Ronald Jones is expendable, and then Jerick McKinnon is just an afterthought.
Wait, why do you think there's no chance Pacheco plays any significant role?
It just doesn't happen, for one. But two, their situation in particular, he's been good at camp. He hasn't been good enough in the preseason. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire he's just stranglehold on the starting running back, and he's just gonna get enough snaps. He's the guy in this zone that I think is definitely gonna have the most consistent role.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, but I do think Pacheco takes snaps.
I mean, yeah, I don't think,
significant amount.
I don't think the 7th runner takes that many spots. And then also, too, with your Ronald Jones, I'm pretty sure Ronald Jones is a heavily rumored cut.
Yeah, I think he's going to make the roster because Derek Gore got hurt.
Well, I don't think so. I think he's still cut.
Regardless. If he's staying because someone got hurt and they were going to keep whoever that guy was over him until he got hurt, I don't think that scares... I mean,
he's a too expensive
Pachenko.
He's a too expensive RB4.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I just
you saying you think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is an RB4?
No. I'm saying I was talking about.
I see. No,
he's the 4th running back on that team.
He's getting paid practically nothing though, I think.
Yeah, but he's getting paid more than league men, and when you're running 4th running back on your roster, you want that to be a league man.
I will say though, this is such a dead running back zone for me that I just hate it. Besides AJ Dillon, I hate it. This is like people around him, Jake, and because you can't see, it's.
No, I can have it up now.
Okay, yeah. So just the guys around it, they all terrify me, except for maybe taking a shot on AJ Dillon if I have Aaron.
Well, see, the one I would probably do, and this is what I was kind of talking about earlier, but. I would probably take a flyer on Darrell Patterson and hope he can be something like he was last year again before I took any of those 3.
I like Darrell Patterson, but you can take him like 2 rounds later.
You can, unless someone else also falls in love with him and takes him early. And I'm just saying, if I was like, man, I have to take a running back right now. Like if I'm just sitting here and I only have 1 or 2 running backs on my team, and I'm like, I need a 3rd guy that can be a average guy in case there's an injury or something. I think I'd probably pull the trigger on Patterson before I do any of these guys.
I mean, I agree. I like Patterson. He's another guy where I don't think the rookie they drafted in the 5th round is going to come in and take a significant role away from him because his role wasn't necessarily as
a true back.
As a true running back. I mean, he's just like a hybrid scat back.
Yeah, I mean, the argument for you is the Chiefs' offensive line has gotten so much better. That rookie center has been insane apparently in camp.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you still got Pat Mahomes. I mean, like the offense is still gonna run. I think the other thing too is I think defenses are gonna struggle, especially early. I think against the Chiefs because I think the Chiefs are gonna do a lot of they're gonna be able to do new things because what killed the Chiefs at the end of the year was that just daring them to throw it short and daring them to run, and the Chiefs wouldn't do it because they wanted to use Jake's favorite player, Tyreek Hill, so much, and it just didn't work out. So, I don't hate him, Jonah, but I think in general I'm getting AJ Dillon or I'm staying away from this zone and running back.
I do hate him.
Especially in full like no keeper, just me drafting. I'm going to prepare to not have to pick a running back in this area.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I don't want to be picking a running back in this zone, but this is definitely the running back I think I trust the most.
I do hate him.
This is prime receiver type.
Why do you hate him, Jake?
Because he sucks.
Okay. Okay. Well, with that, Jake, move to your player that sucks.
Hey, let's go.
Ooh, I think
Yeah, I don't think you do. I think you do, but I went shocker here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think anyone's gonna guess who I'm picking here. I'm gonna watch you as you hover and you can't figure it out. I'm gonna watch you twitch and squirm. But I went a little shocker. So I mean, if I wanted to be like, I could have gone Cordell, but I felt like he was a little later, and also like he just feels like a weird. Like I like Cordell. I don't like taking so late.
I fully agree.
And that one's a weird one there. But I decided to go a little off the beaten path and atypical for me in a Mr. who you are hovering over right now, Breece Hall.
Oh. Let's see what his log was last year.
I'm sure y'all did not see me picking this one, right?
And
this one is shocking because we've kind of before all talked about how we really didn't like this guy.
Why do you like him now?
I just think the usage is there, and like looking at what he did at Iowa State, he just touched the ball so much.
The usage is there.
Yeah, like I just don't know who else they give the ball to.
Michael Carter.
I also think that depending on how it all goes with Zach Wilson and Flacco too. If Flacco plays for a little bit, and I think that helps him get his feet under him a little bit before Wilson comes back. Just because I think Wilson will check into base stuff, but I just don't trust him to check them into the right thing consistently. If Flacco is there to start the first few weeks and he checks them into the right stuff and he can get his feet under him a bit before Wilson comes back, and then now it's like, hey, there's some confidence there and everything. I think he could have a pretty decent season.
I like the experience and stability of Flacco versus the volatility that you have with Wilson.
Yeah, like I think Flacco will check them into the right looks to help Breece Hall succeed more than he probably should early, and then it can help him throughout the year.
The problem is the offensive coordinator said that he was explaining his running back situation to his wife, and he compared them to Pokemon.
Oh, so
he said, I have a group of Pokemon that I can throw out there that I can just throw that we can pick and choose whatever we need for the right situation.
He's never played. Oh, he has played Pokemon then.
And so I was like,
I
don't like this backfield. This backfield is way too much. Like I think Tevin Coleman's gonna have a role.
What type is
Tevin Coleman will have a role.
What type is Breece Hall though? What type of Pokemon is he?
He's like Groudon.
What?
Yeah. Well, that's funny because I was gonna say he's ground type.
Ooh. Okay. Breece Hall for me in this range is like him and Dobbins are the last two running backs I probably would think about touching until my sleeper rolls around.
And then I also, I love Dobbins, but I just didn't feel the need to talk about him for this sake. But
we can do.
I wanted to go with the launch.
We can do a little extra. Wait. Does anyone have? No one has. We can do a little extra Dobbins talk. I don't think
Dobbins was so good when he was playing. Like he was first in like yards per carry, post contact, a bunch of different stuff from like week 10 on or whatever. The last season he was healthy on the backstretch. Like his red zone usage is so high, his touchdown usage is so high, like goal line, everything. Like when they get in goal line scenario, he's the one they're feeding. So like I just love him for that sense of it. And more so for where I'm getting him in our keeper league, obviously, than where you could draft him.
What was the injury? He tore his ACL?
Yeah, right? I'm pretty sure it's ACL.
I don't know. This is the first year back. This is usually not a good
year. Sort of a first year back, though. You gotta remember, he did it in preseason last year.
Yeah, so it's like exactly a year.
Well, no, because it's only like a 6-month recovery now in ACL. So
but players aren't good right away. Just because they can come back doesn't mean they're good yet.
No. My point being though is his recovery while they're playing it slow and everything. His ACL recovery finished like right after the NFL season, and then
But
the
aren't
rest
they
of
still
this
talking about him
recovery.
not even being ready for week 1?
He's not.
That's what people were saying, but he's saying he said a few months ago he's like I'm gonna play week 1.
He's not
I don't
gonna
know
play
what
week
that's
1. He's not. I know
Why
what
do
he
you
said.
think?
I know what he said on Twitter. The reports are he's not going to be there. Everyone in the
Oh,
fantasy
so
community
Schefter-
right now, everyone in the fantasy community right now is gearing up to pick. I don't know who their backups are. But to pick
Gus
up their
Edwards,
backups.
I guess.
Gus
No,
Edwards is injured.
yeah,
Gus
Gus
Edwards
Edwards got
definitely
hurt.
won't be back.
Yeah, he got hurt. It's somebody else. I don't know. Look him up. But
Schefter said, isn't it Isaiah likely or whatever? Or is
No,
that
it's
the
a tight
QB?
end.
That's a tight end.
That's the tight end. That's right. Who was the other one? I don't remember. I know. So Schefter said that initially. Then Schefter said, "Hey, now it's looking like he might be back week 1." That was like a week and a
Mike
half
Davis.
ago.
It is Mike Davis, yeah. Dobbins might suit up, but he's not going to play a significant role. I don't think in the first 2 or 3 weeks, probably.
I don't think Dobbins is going to play a significant enough role to be a starting running back in fantasy until like the bye week.
I don't agree with that, but to me,
Because I think they're gonna everybody like this team likes committees at running back. I just don't think he's gonna get enough of a workload until the bye week
Why do you think
when
that?
he's fully recovered and he distinguishes himself.
But why do we think they like committees? Like when he was healthy, there was no committee.
Because they run so much. They run
Yeah,
committees.
but I'm just going to be clear. When he was healthy, there was no committee. He was one of the highest carries per game running backs when he was healthy in the league. Like when he's healthy, they say screw committees. This is our guy.
13, 11, 14, 13, 11, 15, 12, 15.
Are those his carries per game?
I mean, yeah, they're rushing attempts.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Jake.
Jake's
I mean,
getting
that's
mixed up.
pretty heavy work.
Yeah, that's a good. He doesn't get the catching work though, which, 24 catches is not a lot for basically all.
I mean, he's not even getting the rushing work. He's just getting touchdowns and he got a touchdown on each one of those like last 5-6 games. I mean, that scares me even more.
He didn't play in 2019, did he? No,
I don't know. I just very much disagree on this guy.
I like I said, I think him and Breece Hall are the last two picked in here. I just don't like Dobbins not being. Dobbins isn't going to be on. I mean, he hasn't played. It's regardless if he's healthy enough to play week 1. The guy hasn't played in over a year and hasn't had a preseason game at all to prep himself. So he's just going to walk in week 1 and just go. Like I just don't see it happening. And I don't trust Harbaugh trusting Dobbins just to walk in there. And I think as a good coach, I don't think you should trust a player just to walk off and not having played in over a year and just walk in and be like, all right, time to be the best running back in the league. So I mean, I think that's why I think if you're picking a running back between Breece Hall and Dobbins and you want to be good early, pick Breece Hall. I think, even though Breece Hall is still scary, but I don't think he's scary as Dobbins. Any final thoughts on?
Yeah, I think if you're talking early, that's probably accurate.
I think Dobbins will be good by the time the end of the season is, and if you're doing a keeper league like we are in a dynasty, keep Dobbins.
I don't know. I don't think Dobbins is going to be good.
If Dobbins is your third or fourth back, you're going to be in such a good position back stretch of the season.
If you're in a league that has 5 flex positions, maybe you start him.
Like that's just wild. What?
I don't like Dobbins. I think I don't trust him coming back from the injury. I don't trust the team giving him a big enough workload. I don't like that he was so confused. And he wasn't getting as many rushes as you seem to think
I get
he was.
all that. What is the difference? So I get if you don't like Dobbins, you don't like Dobbins. I get that. What does Clyde Edwards-Helaire do there that makes you like him?
He gives me hope.
He's the
starting running back. He's the unquestioned starting running back there.
So is Dobbins. Dobbins never sat behind anyone.
But he's not unquestioned. He's very clearly going to have a committee.
He is literally unquestioned. Can we pull up Clyde's stats real quick?
They're terrible. It's hope.
So Clyde in a non-committee is getting less carries really consistently especially in the back stretch of the season, less carries in a non-committee. Now he has a running back who may help him out, committee's sake, while meanwhile, J.K. Dobbins, his only other running back that was even remotely in committee discussion is injured, and also wasn't even in committee discussion because he was the primary back carrier. His only other guy taking carries from him is Lamar.
You're just wrong. Dobbins is not getting the carries you think he's getting.
14,
Dobbins'
15,
most
16
carries he's
a
ever
game.
gotten in a game is 15.
14, 15, 16 is the lead back. I don't. What do you think they ran?
That's clearly committee. 15
carries
on a run-heavy team is clearly a committee.
How many carries do you think they? How many carries do you think their running backs had in a game on average? I guarantee you, it's not more than 20. I guarantee you, it's not even 20, probably.
On that run-heavy team?
Yeah, it's all Dobbins and Lamar.
But that's not good. Like if 15
I mean, it's
all
fine
he's getting,
if
that's not good.
it's fine if it reads. If it reads, I really don't give a rip because eventually they're going to stop saying, "Okay, let's make Lamar take it," and they're going to say, "Let's make Dobbins take it." But my point being is, I don't even care what you read. The number of carries are still less for Edwards Helaire than Dobbins in any scenario.
Yes, but that was a very pass-heavy team that I think has to shift.
They're still going to be pass-heavy because they still have the best pocket passing one of the best pocket passing QBs in the league, and the Ravens are still going to be run-heavy because they have the best running quarterback in the league. So the offense is not going to shift that much. And if anything, now the Chiefs will just move to more of a committee state.
Are we happy now, guys? I'm trying to find the league average carries. Or is this it?
Yeah, now I'm trying to look up stats.
You're in 21-22 right now.
Wasn't that the right season?
Well, Dobbins didn't play.
Well, I mean, we're just looking at the league average of running backs. So yeah, here it is. It's about, I mean, for some running backs, it's definitely in that 20 to 15 range.
Yeah, like you're talking about those top dude, like there's one dude over 20 in all of the NFL last year.
Clyde averaged 12.
Wait, which column is average rushes? Is it the
far
one on
right.
the far right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just look at, I guess the average is probably so weird.
So can we just look at 2020 real quick to see what Dobbins was?
Yeah. 2020.
I mean, the first half of the season is going to bring him down a lot. So you're going to have to like control F him.
Wait, I figured.
There he is. He's 44.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Why
he's
does
at
the
just
zeros
under
count
9.
if I'm not playing? It's so stupid.
Well, it's the ones that count. He's 2 games with 1 and a game with 2.
And a 5.
Yeah. I had 2 5s.
Yeah. Before he was the lead back.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like the idea that like somehow the issue with Dobbins is touches, but that's not the issue with Helaire. When I guarantee anyone will say that Dobbins will have more touches than Helaire when they're healthy, when both are healthy.
What's Dobbins' current ADP?
52.
52.
He goes about.
Clyde goes 14 picks later.
14. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Jake likes Dobbs. Jonah doesn't like Dobbs. I'm in the middle of Dobbs. There we go.
Well, where are you on Helaire?
I mean, I don't particularly. I think the Chiefs are gonna throw a lot this year.
Yeah, my issue is not really with the love or dislike, whatever, of Dobbins. It's then taking a guy who is in a worse situation drastically and liking him more.
I disagree about the situation.
And I
disagree a lot about the situation.
I don't like this running back just all the camp hype and him just running up the depth chart. And I feel like sometimes over the especially last year, I feel like there were times and there were reports during games, before games, that it's like Clyde was like in a doghouse sometimes with the coaching staff. So
a lot of times.
So like, I don't know. Again, I think in general, this little after Dobbins, the Antonio Gibson, which that is not his actual ADP, and down for this little stretch, probably till probably Penny. This little stretch of running backs, I hate. So it is what it is, Jonah. You ride with your guy, I'll ride with my guy. Wait, who? Does somebody?
Yeah,
else?
I'm saying I hate everybody after Zeke, up like through like Rashod Penny. Well, through Pollard. I don't know if the Pollard's gonna be good enough to be fantasy relevant, but
Okay, so who has? Are we on the sleepers now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, who? I'll go first again. Fuck it. Cause that Jonah makes me surprised that he hates, but you don't like my sleeper or one of my sleepers and Travis Etienne.
they keep talking about James Robinson being the starter. It has me a little worried. I think Etienne has recovered remarkably from his injury, and he looked very, very explosive and dynamic in his cuts in the preseason. But I don't think they're gonna give him. At least he's not starting the season as a starter. They really want to get James Robinson involved. It sounds like.
Etienne though, just to me, is just gonna.
And he's being drafted in like the 4th round, right?
Yeah, I
Or
think
is it even
even
the
two.
3rd?
I think two. I think this is another inflated or underinflated number. I
Yeah.
think this number has gone up supposedly, and stuff in podcasts and stuff I've listened to, of like people doing. I mean, in your basic old home league is what a lot of people like to call, of like kind of the one we do with
Yeah.
our dads and stuff. Like Etienne probably will just go at whatever his ADP is. But in our keeper league, when we know there's a lot of people that may relatively know what they're doing.
He's already taken in that one, but
Yeah, that's true. But even if he wasn't, he'd be going quite high.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Etienne.
I don't like him. I don't like him for his draft position. If you could get him in the 5th, I would feel good about it.
No, I would probably agree with that, but I'm trying to find his. Am I blind? He's ran in the preseason. Oh, it's because I'm.
Yeah, you're on last year's stats.
Stupid. Let me see the preseason shit. Damn, look at all the losses.
That's awesome. They got a 4th game just to lose an extra.
But this
extra
is
game.
I'm trying to pull up this game because this is the game he played. I mean,
8
they gave
and
him
29 for
8 carries
3.6.
for 29, and then what was his catches? I know he caught a couple balls. I thought maybe he didn't. Maybe this is a bad example.
know.
I shouldn't have brought this up. He's shit.
Ooh.
Don't draft him.
Run away from him, run!
But I just think the skill's there, and I think they're just gonna use him, and he's too good for them not to manufacture touches for him. And I will say if he's getting picked in the 3rd round, you let somebody else fall in that. But if you're getting him in the 5th round or whatever Jonah said, I like him. I really do. I think he could be.
I don't
very
hate
good.
it at the end of the 4th, but.
And if you're in a starting up a dynasty or keeper league, I'm sure he's going even higher than that because he has value.
Oh,
for the
absolutely.
future. So, yeah. I mean, any other quick remarks on Etienne?
I definitely
like
think he's a
Etienne.
good athlete. I'm just not sure it's going to translate this year.
You're so down on the Jags.
I'm
got a
very
lot
down
of-
on
I
Jags,
got a-
But it's also, but this one's more of a just James Robinson. It sounds like they want him to have a role, and I don't know how that doesn't eat away from Etienne.
Yeah, I think they'll just probably lean on him in receiver and give him specific type of carries and stuff. Like this could be another dual back. Maybe I just like all the double backfields, Jonah. Maybe that's that's all I've learned about
We're
myself.
gonna add
from
the
this.
12th round handcuff of James Robinson.
All right, and then we'll go to my. I'm giving you 2 sleepers here. I'm going with Jake's favorite player, Chase Edmonds.
Ooh.
Now we'll start with why Jake hates him. Ooh,
Wait, what?
silence.
I don't hate him.
You hated him last
What
year.
Chase Edmonds?
Shh. I just think he's gonna be really good this year. I think this Miami's offense in general is being very weirdly slept upon because there's talking about it on the QB part of the fantasy last week. Jake is not in a. I don't think Jake is a minority in hating Tua. I think there's a large amount of the media that doesn't like Tua for whatever reason. I'm a Tua stan. I think
Well,
this
Tua
offense,
was supposed to be. Tua came in and was so hyped up. That whole season was tank for Tua, and then he ended up being He ended up not being the first quarterback taken, and he's already been bypassed by Herbert, who was drafted after him.
Yeah, I mean, but I just think my thing with Chase is he's gonna catch a lot of balls. He's gonna be used a lot in an offense that's probably gonna run the ball a lot, considering they don't want to keep a relatively good skilled tight end because he doesn't block well. So I think Edmonds will get enough.
Apparently the trade rumors were false.
Supposedly.
They've denied those rumors.
He'll be traded tomorrow.
Supposedly.
But yeah, I think the combination of the catches, enough rushes, he's probably going to score more than he did last year. I think he was unlucky to score, and I think too James Conner just screwed him, considering James Conner at 18. Chase could have got a couple more of those. And you're picking him. I mean, look at the people around him. I don't like Bateman, so I'm not going to include him, but I like a running back more than a tight end down here, more than a receiver that's going to have Geno Smith thrown to him, a quarterback. Maybe Drake London I like down here in this little grouping, but if you need a running back late, especially one that you can throw into your flex spot pretty much any week that he's healthy, I think you're good with Chase Edmonds. What do you guys think?
You can be wrong.
Okay, we'll let Jake's negative. Jonah, what do you think of Chase Edmonds?
I like that he's getting used a lot in the passing game. I think it's going to be a pass-heavy offense.
I think it's actually going to be a run-heavy offense, but
I mean that's very possible.
I like the idea when you look at the Niners' offense last year, it was like there were so many manufactured touches for players. Like I just think they're going to do that too now. Like that's why I don't know. I've relatively come around on Tyreek Hill as well, but we'll wait till we get to the receivers for that.
I don't know if you can. If you trade for Tyreek Hill and you make it a run-heavy offense.
Well, that's just how McDaniel was in
maybe.
Fran.
I would be surprised if they run more than they pass.
I just think if I look at what he was last year, and then I look at these reports of, regardless of whether they want to trade Gesicki, there's definitely been an emphasis on him not being able to block. So I don't think you have a tight end that's good at catching that you're like, you are going to play into the fourth quarter of a preseason game and risk being hurt because we don't feel comfortable enough of your blocking skills.
Yeah, I think that's more. I mean, it's very confusing. There's mixed signals, but I think my interpretation of that is that they want to get the running backs involved more in the passing game,
which is good for Edmonds.
They just do that better for that, and that's what I like Edmonds as well quite a bit. I think he's gonna get some runs, but I think it's more important because catches are way more valuable than rushes.
And he's just the starter, and you're getting him in the 10th round? Why do you hate him, Jake?
I actually just wanted to meme with that. I actually like Chase Edmonds this year.
He's going 61 in whatever RT Sports is.
I like Chase Edmonds this year. So everything for me, I just didn't like Chase last year because I just didn't think it was a good fit, and I didn't
think James Conner was better. Is that what it was?
I think it was I didn't think either one separated themselves from the other at all.
All right, I apologize for Conner because he did.
He did, but I think that's where I was last year with them. And in that offense, I didn't think there'd be enough usage of backs for them to produce well enough. And then I think what Miami does well is that running back, especially as long as it's a running back who can catch a bit like Chase can, will produce. So I actually don't mind him. I like him as a sneaky little snag here. I think I have guys I like better. But I think he's
you like guys better this late? Well, I guess this is I get that actually because this is sleeper range. I mean, this is considering, and then I think too, like considering you're getting a running back, that's like it's number one starter this late. Like that's running backs this late don't exist usually.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a running back I like better in this range in terms of a safety. Like it's all depending on what I'm drafting. If I'm drafting my RB3, Chase Edmonds is probably the best bet here.
Yeah.
If I'm drafting like a 4 or 5 or a 6, where it's like, hey, I want this to just be boom bust type thing. Like I don't need him to be a safe pick. There's a few guys I'd probably take a flyer on over him.
I mean, yeah, too. I mean, just looking around the running backs in here, it's like Tony Pollard's not a starter, Hunt's not the starter, Penny, up in the air.
I do like Edmonds though.
Yeah.
I'm
Stevenson,
I would
who knows? Melvin, no. Ken Walker, who
if
knows?
it fell well, I think I would. If it fell to me and fit, I think I'd probably pull the trigger on him. But I also think more than likely this area, I think I'm probably taking a receiver. So I think it's a little unlikely that I'm taking a running back here.
Okay.
But if it happened to land here and something went different early on than I was expecting, and I'm open to taking a running back here, then I think I would pull the trigger on him.
Okay. Who are you pulling your running back sleeper trigger on, Jake?
Well, so I have the three. Do you want me to bring up all three?
Now,
or
let's go one at a time. Be quick.
All right.
Though,
So the first one you already mentioned, Rhamondre Stevenson.
Okay.
I like him. I like him a lot. I already kind of liked him a bit, and then just the retirement of James White makes it even more so. He's going to be the one catching passes for them, and then now out of that back role, I think, and then he's good enough of a runner. Yeah, I think that's his primary. I think he's a good enough runner, a little bit of it, but I think his primary thing is that James White role.
He's been good in the preseason as well.
Do you think he'll be
as good as
he'll produce enough to be relevant if he doesn't take over that top role?
Relevant in what sense?
Isn't like scoring enough to be like
play him on my bye week or something, or as like my fourth flex in a RB2 flex.
Maybe like good matchup, like your second flex.
Yeah. So yeah, like I think he can be a second flex in matchup based, and then like on a bye week, he's a guy I feel comfortable I can play, and it's like, hey, there's a solid chance he could snag me 10. He might literally have like 5 catches for 50.
Yeah.
And then like 4 runs for 10.
And I think too, the other thing with Stevenson that I love in general is my general sleeper tip that I've seen on multiple podcasts talk about this. When you get sleepers, you want to get a sleeper you're gonna want to know whether he's good or not early. And I think Stevenson will. You'll either see him be the running back that's catching a lot of balls out of the backfield.
He'll either be James White for them or he won't.
And you'll know in the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
And I think that's valuable because I don't like these random guys that just sit on these Zach Mosses that just cancerous take up a roster spot all last season for me.
I have guys that I'm okay with that kind of fit with, but like you can't make that be your abundance of sleepers.
Yeah, you can't have 5 of those guys.
Yeah, because then you're locking too many roster spots.
And I'm complaining about them too in a league where we have a bunch, because we're in a keeper league, we have a bunch of extra spots.
Stupid extra spots.
And then talking about a general league when you're only going to have somewhere like the 4 to 6 range in terms of your bench, you can't have too many guys that are just sitting up on your roster. But yeah. Anything? I don't have much to say about Stevenson. I think Jake's everything he says right. Do you have anything else, Jonah? Or we should move on to the next sleeper of Jake's.
No, the only thing that's interesting about that backfield is Dameon Harris had an inordinate amount of touchdowns last year. So I don't know what the workload's going to be like this year. Because Dameon Harris is not going to get 15 touchdowns again.
Actually, you know what?
I wouldn't think.
No, I don't think either. I think some of this would go to Stevenson. And two, I think New England, the reports have been bad, and they've looked bad they looked terrible in their preseason game yesterday. I think this team is going to struggle. I think this team might be down a lot. I know I'm going against Belichick, which is never what you're supposed to do, but screw it. So I think Stevenson might even be benefited by being down and catching a lot of balls when they're trying to get back up into the leads.
I think you're not really going against Belichick. You're going against Matt Patricia.
That's true.
And got 100%
That's a safe bet.
Yeah.
I tell you too, I'm starting to think that the don't go against Belichick was more of don't go against Tom Brady, and I am for the don't go against Tom Brady. I might be turning my tune on the don't go against Belichick, but until it happens, I'll leave it up for debate. Jake, next sleeper.
Am I gonna just go through all 3 of mine here? Or do we want to rotate and I come back?
I mean, I've got a sleeper left, but I'm the only other one.
Go all 3. Go all 3. This is your time to shine, baby.
All right, my other one, and this is your. Hey, you grab this guy. You ain't gonna know a sleeper, but Isaiah Spiller.
Who was
for
the Chargers?
No, Chargers. The guy, I've talked about him.
I was thinking the old Spiller.
CJ. Dang. Old. I've talked about this dude a decent bit already, like when we talked about the Chargers in our AFC West breakdown. But he is Austin Eckler 2.0
Where's
in
his
my
rank?
mind. Like
I saw him.
He's
No, I saw him. There he is.
he's like a 12th round, roughly, I think, 12, 13.
that just said 16.
Well, I really love him that late.
I don't
No,
know.
what I don't know, I haven't paid attention to them enough in preseason. I've just been too busy to focus on their preseason, honestly.
You're not
So
in and
unless there's
out
a
with
bunch
the
of
Chargers
negative
preseason.
news, so unless there's a bunch of negative news with him, and that's possible easily.
There's not really anything negative about him. It's just that Joshua Kelly has really like solidified the number 2 role.
Okay, so like that could affect.
And that's
Take
why
on him
Isaiah
easily.
Spiller has dropped so much, because he was getting drafted in like round 12 before.
Okay, so the one thing I'd say about him is, like Joshua Kelly can't do what Austin Eckler does. Like Joshua Kelly can be that 2-back that powers, but then this guy can be Austin Eckler out of the backfield in terms of like he can catch it too and everything, which Kelly doesn't really bring that side of it at all. So on an Eckler injury thing, I would expect his role to bump a bunch.
I mean, not even about if he gets injured. Eckler was specifically happy that they drafted Spiller. They wanted somebody to take touches away from him.
Yeah. So I mean, I like Spiller. I don't, like I said, it's a long payoff one. Like it may not be this one may be more of a keeper league. You draft him to be a keeper,
or you keep an eye on him in the waivers.
Yeah. Type thing.
very well could be that. More of a he helps you at all this year type thing. It just depends on how it plays out, but a guy to look at. And then, do you want me to? Y'all want to talk about him?
I don't have much to say about him.
And then the next one is I mean, I don't even know if he counts as a sleeper at this point anymore because to me he's already won the starting job. Our boy Dameon Pierce, who I also talked about back when we did our very first NFL pod on the AFC South. Talked about how I said I don't know when, I don't know how quick it will be, but this guy will be the lead back for the Texans. I said he is going to be he is going to be a key player for them, and he will take over that role. I said I don't know if it will be early in the season, mid-season, it will be into the season, might not be until next season. But this guy will be the workhorse for the Texans, and now it's looking like he'll be that by week 1.
Yeah, I mean, I like Dameon Pierce. The hype is for real. I mean, you're getting. The only thing is, the truth of the matter is, it's the same thing we said about Well, it's the Texans, but it's also the same thing we said about Etienne. In your home leagues with your mom and dad and your uncle and stuff, you're going to get him this late, and the value is insane for a starting running back. But when you're in leagues with friends and people you know what they're doing in fantasy, he's not getting picked down here. He's not getting picked down here. He's probably going 2 to 3 rounds earlier, honestly. Especially now.
What's the ADP right now? 12? Or is it bumped up already?
It's moving up to like 11-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna.
Yeah, I mean, he had another solid preseason game. He scored a touchdown. Had 2 nice runs.
He's on every single. If you Google pretty much any article of a sleeper, he's gonna be on it.
Yeah.
So that's my only thing I'll say about Dameon Pierce. I still don't think it's a bad value to pick him a couple rounds up, but just be careful. Don't overpick him. And I think in general, it's not even about overpicking him. It just makes it hard for you to pick him when you think he needs to be picked because you just don't know. Like, you could be in a league with Jake, and Jake's gonna pick him probably earlier than me. But then, I mean, Jake is Jake when he drafts. But someone that like a Florida guy that likes him, like a Florida fan, it's just I don't know. It's just hard to pick him. Is all I'm really trying to say.
I will say I think I'm pretty good at that. Like I don't like my college teams blind me on fantasy sake. Like I'm getting my guys that way I think they value out. I don't really hop on guys too early.
And the only other negative is, I mean, he still has veteran running backs around him that are still not terrible, so that kind of doesn't scare me. I still think he's well worth a pick, and I don't exactly know what he's going to do in the passing game, especially with Burkhead. I think is his running mate right now. So
Marlon Mack and Burkhead.
Yeah, Mack and Burkhead.
Heavily catching running backs out of the backfield, so.
Mack especially. Mack's the one where it's like, okay, I think he can mess it up a little bit for one.
Yeah.
But I think he'll show he's good enough at it that they're gonna be like,
we gotta.
And then
The exciting thing is that Lovie Smith wants to be a very run-heavy, old-school team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what
decided
they're
that
built
that's their
for.
identity.
I mean, that is what they're built for too.
And then finally, I like the fact that he's going to be their goal line guy. So Mac and Burkhead are not goal line guys like Pierce will be. So yeah, I mean,
for sure.
I think that's a unanimous sleeper from us. He's also just not a sleeper at this point, but
yeah, like this was, we planned it out, and he's a sleeper and everything. He was a sleeper when I brought him up in the other pod, and he has turned himself into no longer a sleeper at this point.
Yeah,
It's just like, he's like the same level of sleeper that like
after the
Kareem.
dead zone.
Yeah, but is he? If
But I
you're
mean,
talking
the
about guys that
problem is
really
like
know.
sleeper doesn't apply, but like he's not tier 1 or tier 2.
Yeah.
The
Well,
only reason
he
why
feels-
sleeper doesn't apply is because everybody knows who he is, because
He
everybody's
feels
announced
a
him as
lot to
sleeper.
me. He feels a lot to me like what Kareem Hunt's whole scenario was with the Chiefs that first year, where it was like early on he was a sleeper, but then for the people who were drafting at the back end of preseason, it was like, okay, this guy's clearly a RB, like the RB1 for the team. You got to find a way to get him at a good value.
yeah. I think too, Darrell. Dameon Pierce is a for sure bet for the type of guy that's going to get picked late in the draft that could be on the most winning rosters this next season.
Yeah.
So,
Would not be shocked one bit.
with that being said, Jonah, let's hear your sleeper, and then we'll shift on over to the WRs,
WRs, world records.
world records.
So for my sleeper, I like Darrell Henderson,
Ooh.
and it's primarily a bet against Cam Akers, because Cam Akers looked pretty bad when he came back last year, and I don't know that there's ever been an example of a running back coming back from an Achilles tear and being good.
Cam Akers.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Super Bowl winner came in.
But the Darrell Henderson was very good last year until he got hurt at the end and Cam Akers came back in.
Oh,
And
he's pretty good. I like him.
Yeah, yes.
He was not
amazing.
I had him. Your concerns with him, he was touchdown dependent, and almost all his touchdowns felt like they came via pass game.
He had 2.
He had 3. One after the bye.
I just remember him getting so, like, I remember like the weeks where I was like really nervous with him, he saved me via touchdowns. And I remember, I think 2 of them were just wheels where they caught the Mike linebacker against him.
And that's gonna be what's gonna be interesting about this, is finding out what the actual role he's gonna have.
I was like, what
Why is your house infested with spiders?
They're trying to get out of the rain and the storm, Jonah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, I just obliterated that dude.
Dude, that was so loud. I was like, what happened?
So loud. I thought you were confused.
I know. I saw it crawling, and I was like, I'm gonna have to kill this thing, and I'm gonna have to explain it.
My God, dude, fuck Darrell Henderson.
No, for me the thing with Darrell Henderson is Sean McVay keeps saying he wants a running back committee. He wants to have them split time, and I think at this being able to draft somebody at this point that's going to get 50-50 carries on a very good offense and has proven before that he can be effective in the passing game is a solid hedge.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of
low buy-in bet you can get that I think is worth it.
I'm kind of with you here. I've definitely thought about trying to snake him in our keeper league since someone kept Cam Akers for a pretty decent value. But I've definitely thought about trying to snake him in the keeper league back there if other guys that I want a little more are gone. Just being like, okay, if Cam can't pull it off, or if he gets a little banged up again or anything. I agree with you. I like him.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't like him.
Dang. Sucks to suck.
I just think Cam Akers. It's kind of what Jonah said. He came in, didn't play good, but yet he still kept getting the ball, and I don't like that. Yeah. I don't think.
Well, and I think
Henderson was hurt.
I think the level to which we are saying he didn't play good is maybe
overdone. Like
he averaged like 2.5 yards a carry and had a lot of carries.
Yeah, but you have to remember most of the bad play, like the really bad, like that playoffs, like think about the D lines he went against. And I'm not saying that makes it much better, but like he went against the Bucks and the 49ers, correct?
Yes, he did.
So like I'm just like it's not like it's I get it like but if those are your first two back, especially last year, those two D line, those two D lines were shutting down the run on everyone. So like he didn't play great, but he showed flashes, and it was against two of the better D lines you're gonna play against in the league, at least from last year. Yeah. So that's the redemption of it. If you're someone who has Cam Akers already, or you're someone who already drafted him, to be like, well, when he came back, he showed flashes, and he was going against literally some of the hardest D-line to go against.
Yeah, I just think in general, Akers is McVay's guy. He's going to get the ball a lot again. I think he's, had more time to heal. I think he's going to be better. They'll probably use them both. I mean, even when Henderson has always been a very annoying handcuff to whoever he's been paired with for a very long, for honestly, probably 3 or 4 seasons now?
Yeah, I think he's 27.
He's always been 25. Maybe it's not been that long. But I feel like
he's only 25.
As long as I can remember, he's always that effort that gets so many rushing touchdowns when Gurley was finally falling off there at the end. He was always he was kind of just the middleman between him and Gurley and Akers. So I guess Henderson has value. I just don't like McVay. Just seems like Akers is his guy, and that's who he's just gonna stick with.
I mean, publicly he's saying that he wants to have them split.
Yeah, I don't trust anything McVay says.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair, but there's the other coaches and stuff, other people with the organization have also said that it seems like he actually means it this time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on to our hates.
Ooh, I thought we had a hate still.
Who do we hate? Who do we hate? Who do we hate? I'm trying to remember. I'm looking and see if I don't even.
Did you forget who you hate?
I hate them all. Wait. Should we do our team hate and talk about how we hate Gibson? Should we do the Copium take group hate?
Just like how we all like Chase Edmonds. We all hate. Or all like Dameon Pierce. We all hate Toney Gibson.
Y'all hate Gibson?
With a passion.
That's news to you?
Gibson's my sleeper love.
Oh damn! You added
what as a kick returner?
As a receiver.
Ooh.
Don't draft Gibson. This guy fumbles all the time. He's been moved down to playing on special teams. Just don't get him. Don't draft him. Stay away from the Commander's backfield.
I'm not a Gibson guy. We all hate him. We all hate him. Not just as a player, also as a person.
No, not me.
Antonio Gibson has put up very good numbers in the past. If you can get him, if everybody in your league is just like, fuck that guy, I don't want him. You could be the guy in the end of the 7th round or 8th round that takes a chance. But don't do it before that because he's probably not going to be the starter. But there's a small chance.
This is not.
Yes, I would.
His ADP has fallen hard.
It has.
Yeah. See, I don't have my 6 or 7 in our draft, so if he fell to the 8, you take him.
And then for me too.
That's not saying much.
For me too, I scored so far. For me, I think don't necessarily do what Jonah said. Just draft Brian Robinson. Looks like he's probably going to be the main guy at least. Take the shot on him if you need a Commander's running back.
Or if you just do get him super late, also get Brian Robinson.
And then also get McKissick, and then you can't fail. You'll get
I don't think you got to worry about McKissick, if I'm honest.
Well, I mean, the only thing I would disagree with that is the Commanders paid him to stay.
McKissick will have a role.
That was before they got Brian Robinson.
And McKissick will have a role, but I don't think McKissick can be the lead back, if that makes sense.
No.
So that's why I'm I don't think you have to worry about him. If you want to snag him, cool. You can snag him. He'll be that little pass, third down scat back they use.
If you want to pick him off waivers after the draft,
yeah,
he'll be there.
So, yeah. But if you get Gibson and Brian Robinson, you have their true starting running back.
Yeah.
And if he falls as much as he does, Gibson, as much as he could, and you get him late, and then you get Robinson late, it's like, okay, that's not terrible value for the starting running back. You just have to go through the growing pains early on of being like, I have no idea who to play.
Yeah, maybe just hold both of them and then hope that if Gibson goes in, if Brian gets the bulk of the carries and then Gibson goes in and fumbles again, then you're chilling because he's done.
The problem with Gibson is that he's not bad. The coaching staff has just lost faith in him, which is what's frustrating.
You just can't fumble though as a running back, and he has one of the worst fumbling problems in the league.
So did Adrian Peterson.
He's not half the player AP was. Let's not start a Trent Richardson terrible fucking take again.
I'm just saying he's worth an 8th round pick if he's there.
100%, yeah. I would take him with the 8th if he fell to me in 8.
If he's there at 10, I got him.
Oof.
But let's continue. My actual hate this year is a guy that I think might be the best pure running back in the league, and his team hates him. It's Nick Chubb. It's so sad. It's so sad. This guy is just, I feel like he's so good at running back, and the Browns just don't care.
Watts 700 pounds.
He's a fucking beast. Every time you see him, he's going to score like a 60-yarder this year again, like he always does, like 52, 70. He's going to score another one this year, and you'll be like, he looks so slow, but he's running by everybody. It'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. He's a beast, but the Browns don't care. They're going to give Hunt. They're not going to trade Hunt. Don't have the hopium for that. I'm sorry. They're not going to trade him. Hunt's still going to get used in the offense. And then Ernest, they kept him around, so the Ernest, he'll probably do something too. So it's just sad. His value's too high. He gets 16 point something carries when Hunt plays, and he gets 16 point something carries when Hunt doesn't play. There is no upside if Hunt even gets traded. Don't draft him. All of us shed a tear for Hunt. My tear's been shed. Anybody want to piggyback? Or we all just
unless he falls to you late second, then draft him immediately.
I mean, that's when he's going.
Late second?
He's going to 17.
So it sounds like Jake doesn't hate him in that range.
Yeah, I don't really hate him. Like, I don't love him, but I don't hate him. Like, if he's my second running back, I'm like, oh, okay.
I just think I would like one of these other running. Like I like Jones. I like Fournette. I like Barkley. They all have upside. Chubb has
depends on who my first running back is.
Chubb is he has such a floor. He's just such a floor guy. He has no upside. He has done the I hate saying him because I think he's so fucking good. The Browns have done nothing to show that he.
Yeah, but like upside. if I have McCaffrey and then I can get Chubb,
I'd rather just get receivers at that point. Or get another boom guy, assuming McCaffrey's going to get hurt.
You can get receivers, though. Because if you have McCaffrey, you have 1 or 2. You're picking on the turn. You probably pull a Chubb. What it comes down to there is which safe bet guy do you like more, Chubb or Fournette?
Fournette, so much more.
See, I don't know if I'm
Fournette catches the ball. Chubb doesn't catch the ball at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it doesn't. I don't think the number difference is enough to where I'm like, oh man, it makes Fournette the clear better pick.
Let's see, we can look.
Just because there's more weapons for the Bucks as well.
I wouldn't think so far.
But I mean, I'm not saying one way.
Nick Chubb has only finished in the top 10 once, and he finished 8th. He's right around 11 every year.
We're talking almost 40. We're talking 69 to 20 in terms of catches. That's just too much for me.
29 points.
That's a lot of points throughout a year.
Yeah.
I just think that doesn't. I don't agree with you saying that's just not enough for you to make. That's a huge difference. This is like, we're going to border the Dobbins, Clyde Edwards-Helaire argument that we had earlier in the pod. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, it's like 3 points a week.
That's a lot of points through
through a non.
Fournette's floor is just better, and I think Fournette has a higher ceiling than Chubb. Chubb is just he's being shackled by his team, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't hate him. I don't love him, but I don't hate him. I think that's how I put it.
I love him, but I hate his situation.
True.
I didn't realize I hated him until just now.
You saw the catches.
Fantasy wise, I looked up where he finishes in PPR, and it's sad.
It's just sad.
It's just sad.
Because I definitely think you're right. I think he is very talented, and it just does not matter.
What if there's a run on receivers? What if there's a run on receivers and Kamara slips down to that turn? Then I would much rather have Kamara than
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
They're only
Why
going
are we
2 picks
comparing?
different. They're only going 2 picks
No. I think
yeah,
this
that's
is
why
wrong. I think this is another one of those examples of Alvin Kamara's going higher than where this is
Yeah,
because
because
they're
everyone
pretty
was
sure about the
assuming
suspension not
suspension.
happening.
Yeah, everyone was assuming suspension in the front half.
Okay. I like Aaron Jones more. I don't like Davante Williams more, but
I think I like Aaron Jones more too. But Aaron Jones also has the spookiness of you probably want to try to go get A.J. Dillon lock, which we already talked about.
then just get Fournette. We're back to square one. Get
Yeah.
Barkley. All right. Well, we've talked him to death. Free him from the Browns. Hashtag free him from the Browns. Started trending on Twitter. Who's your hate, Jonah?
Now somebody should just make Kareem Hunt's video go viral again. Nick Chubb will be fine.
Maybe just peer pressure him to do it again. Don't talk about that. Jake lost a great player for years. Oh, well, I guess I was going to keep it league. So. All right, you go, Jonah. Who's your hate?
Josh Jacobs.
No!
Wait, what? No,
Surprise,
no way.
surprise.
I don't believe this. This can't be happening.
I don't
just
even like
can't
him as a
stand.
player,
He actually did
so I
pretty
definitely don't like him as from fantasy.
You don't like him as a human.
Whoa.
You also think he's a pussy.
Whoa.
No. No, Carr earned that title. I can't just hand that out.
Oh, the card didn't.
Anyway.
Does anyone like getting hit?
Crazy people.
Why
Why do you hate
no,
him?
Josh Jacobs is never been a world beater in fantasy. And his situation got worse.
Pretty good last year.
He had some games. I mean, none of that is like league winning. None of that's that amazing. It's just fine.
He's being drafted like a running back 3 right now, so.
Now he's being drafted later, but now he's being drafted later because there's so many question marks about that
Because Jonah
backfield.
put him on his hate list.
True.
I mean, Josh McDaniels brought over Brandon Bolden, a guy who kept stealing touches away from Dameon Harris and Stevenson last year. He was the most used third down back in the entire league. Like he got the most third down rushes out of any running back in the league, Bolden, and they brought him over so that he can do the same thing here. And this backfield is so weird that even Amir Abdullah is being talked about as a potential sleeper on this team. It just doesn't like I don't feel any confidence in Josh Jacobs having a secure role, like a secure number of touches. I just don't like it.
Josh Jacobs.
Everyone is a sleeper on this team except one guy. Can you name him?
Renfrow.
No, I was going to say he's no longer on the team. Marcus Robinson.
Oh, you're right. The Josh Jacobs as a player doesn't scare me like Jonah just doesn't like him. He's still going to be the touchdown guy for this team, I think. But this ADP is just so high. You're telling me Josh Jacobs is going to have better upside here than Breece Hall or Dobbins? There's even Elijah Mitchell or Akers? I mean,
yeah, I don't
think
think
Akers is a little bit higher than all of them, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
It's another one that I think the ADP in a good way sorted itself out.
Oh, so you think he goes later than this?
Yeah, probably in a good league. I mean, my thing is just like there's no way you're sitting there and you're like, yeah, I'll take the running back with Derek Carr, QB with Davante Adams,
Renfrow,
Waller, all out there as receivers. Like, yeah, I want that running back as my lead back. You know, like I just don't imagine that's how anyone like.
But I think this is, I agree with you. I think this is the reverse scenario we've had for pretty much every other player we've talked about to this point. Josh Jacobs is the reverse. Josh Jacobs is someone that probably people's uncles and dads know because he's been in the league for, it feels like forever at this point. Like, oh, ain't that the Raiders guy? Oh, I recognize Josh Jacobs. I don't recognize Breece Hall or J.K. Dobbins. Let's pick Josh Jacobs. His ADP is around the same high because I'm looking at what ESPN has him or whatever has him. So I think that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think there's the concern that he definitely in a average league, he definitely goes too early. I would gamble and guys know he drops a decent bet.
Okay. Well, let's close out the hates with
one other thing.
Oh.
The new Raiders regime did not pick up his 5th-year option. I think they're going to slowly start to phase him out.
I think you're going to see that a lot with running back. Though Josh Jacobs, I agree. Running backs, we're just getting to this time where I don't think it's going to happen that much.
Why 5th-year option a running back?
There's no reason. Like, I'd be surprised if Najee gets 5th year when we get to that point. Running backs are getting picked in the first round less and less.
I'd be curious if instead of 5th-year options at that point, it'd be cheaper to franchise tag him.
So, but yeah, I mean I agree, John. I think that's more of a running back thing, but I agree that he will not be on the Raiders next year unless he takes a significant home discount. So, Jakey, Wakey, who's your Hatey Waity? Jake doesn't have a pick.
I haven't thought about this. No, I'm joking. I know. You know who it is. I had to pick it really just because otherwise,
It's Zeke, isn't it?
Otherwise you could call me out on my bluff. That should give you a hint of who it is. A pretty big one. I mean,
I don't know.
It is DeAndre Swift.
Oh fuck! I'm an idiot. I should have known that.
Yeah.
Where's
I
his
say if
number?
I have to, he's up high. I have to. If I'm gonna say it, I have to be willing to say it and stand on it. So I'm gonna stand on it. I don't have faith that they're gonna be good enough. I think he gets too much. I think he got too much last year off of explosive plays. I don't think those same explosive plays happen consistently this year, and I think that lowers his value a whole lot.
I agree.
Oh, really? I thought you would disagree.
I don't like his ADP.
I don't like his ADP either. I think he's a guy who should probably be going much closer to where Nick Chubb is going, like the
should be
round
going
2-3 turn.
Yeah, he
at
should be
best.
going in this range.
No, like our guy who has in our league who has him as a keeper in the 4th round. I'm like, oh, that's a great spot.
Oh, absolutely.
Like they, I'm like, okay, yeah, good. His ADP is just ridiculous for I think what the expectations are way too high for him, I think.
And watching Hard Knocks, I just don't feel comfortable with him either. But
the thing about it was last year, what made him good was his target share, and they brought in so many more receivers.
Target
And
share,
Amon-Ra St. Brown's
explosive
gonna do
plays, and the fact that they just sucked. So like, if they're any bit better, where games are a little
But no. But
competitive,
they've got
like
a very good offensive line, so I'm not concerned about his ability to run.
I don't like the narrative though that their games weren't close. They had a shit ton of close games.
Yeah, but a lot of it was off of like explosive plays that they had later when it wasn't as close, and then they made it close.
Not necessarily.
No,
I mean, like
they were
the
in a
giving
lot
it.
of-
I mean, not in total, obviously. Nothing in total is like that. But there's plenty of those where those one-score games were because they had some crazy play that made it a one-score game with like 2 or 3 minutes left, which now it's like, oh shoot, it's a game again. But they were down 14 with like 2 or 3 minutes left, and then had something crazy happen.
There's a lot of games. I mean, just the Steelers game was super close. Probably should.
Yeah.
The Steelers should have won, but
These are also close, low-scoring games.
yeah, Cleveland's game was coach. I mean, they lost to Baltimore on a world
On the record.
the record.
The record length
Yeah.
kick.
So
Also, if we're gonna call anyone a pussy, it's Jared Goff.
I won't stand for Jared Goff slander. I like him.
That's wild.
I'm
Doesn't
not
know
gonna say
where the
he's.
sun rises
I'm
and sets.
not gonna say he's good at quarterback, but he's fine. He doesn't seem like a bad guy to me. I'm not gonna attack
He's
him
okay.
like Jonah attacks people.
He's fine, but
He's not a bad human being, so why do I need to tackle him? He's
Yeah,
already not very good at football, so why do I need to hurt him and call him a pussy? You're no better than You're no better than Jonah.
He lied about being at a charity baseball event with Cody Co. Now, I mean, he thought he was there with him, and Cody lied to his face saying he was there, but...
Damn, I wonder why he thought he was there then. Well, I think we've done our running backs. Also, last bit on the Lions, take the over on their wins. I'm a Dan Campbell stan.
What's it at right now?
I don't know. Take it. If it's 10, take it. 10.5, take it.
If it's over 1, take it. Anything else?
I think it's like 6.5.
I want to say it's 6.5 or 7.5.
I would maybe take 6.5, maybe.
6.5, I think they can do. I think they can do that. They're in a bad division.
I don't know. They're right at that like 6 to 7.
I mean, that's a good spot line though for them.
Yeah, but I don't feel good enough. That's a coin toss whether I think.
Yeah, I agree. 7. That's why I think it's a good line.
Perfect. It's a perfect Vegas spread.
Take them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's.
Oh, we better go to receivers.
Let's go to receivers, boys.
All right. Can we have some story time with Jake real quick though?
All right, Jake. We're an hour and a half into this pod, but yes, go ahead.
I know this is fast. So I've just been walking this whole time. I don't know if y'all not because obviously I'm not on my normal, but I've been walking literally since the since when was it? When me and Jonah got in the player debate, because I saw that spider on my desk all the way back to then. So I've been walking around my house so I didn't have to sit at my desk. And then that's when I came back in and found it. But now I'm still afraid to sit at my desk because there might be more.
Well, that one's dead. You think his death called upon more?
Yeah, I think his friends came to finish the job after I got him.
Damn, that's unlucky. Well,
it's a black desk. They blend in. Sometimes they just like run across my hand, and that's when I realize they're there.
Just like we rightfully started with with talking about BB guns, we're gonna rightfully start with you talking about spiders. Who's your number one love receiver this year, Jake? Go.
My number one love receiver. I mean, all of this was on purpose. He is nicknamed the Spider. Not really. I don't think anyone has that nickname. It'd be cool though. I mean, I have to pick my guy because he won me my league.
Basketball player.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to pick my guy because he literally won last year in Senior Jamar Chase.
Oh my god.
I just have to. I mean, also the dude. I mean, he's a dude.
Isn't
he had what 1,400.
There is.
Okay, what are you trying to do?
Too long.
Go ahead, Jake. Go.
He had what? He had what? 1,450 yards or something last year in regular season as a rookie. Yeah, as a rookie, kind of just getting plugged in. Like, I don't even know if the dude really knew what was going on, and he did that. Like, now he has a whole season of running.
How many games do you think it took him to realize the stripes weren't going to be back?
I know, exactly. Like, between that and just learning the offense, and like now they have an O-line that's competent. Hopefully,
I think it's interesting though, because if you take out those 266 yards from that one game, and you just take like 166 of them off, it's a good but not like this stratosphere season.
I mean, 1350 is still extremely good for a rookie.
All right, I'm gonna
1300.
I'm gonna say my truth.
Just shy of 1300.
I'm gonna say my truth that no one expects because I'm such a Bengals guy.
Yeah,
I'm such a Bengals guy. Chase at this ADP terrifies me this year. I don't like the hype in the camp that he's not going to be the target guy. I don't like it. It scares me. I don't think he's going to have the same amount of just random explosive. It was our joke all last season that Chase scores dumb touchdowns at the end of halves and at the end of game. It was mostly at the end of halves.
Yeah, and a lot of end of halves.
You take some of those explosive, like 11 to 12 point single plays away. I think.
Yeah, we're talking about Jake who hates explosive plays.
Yeah, he's like, I hate Swift, but Chase, those are everyday things. Jake thinks that this.
This is the difference. Swift, it was like a handful. Chase, it literally felt like every game.
And it's really weird to me. He's got multiple games with like 3 catches.
Yeah, it hits a point when, like, if he does it literally every game, I'm just like, okay, well, whatever. This is just this guy. He's just what Randy Moss was back when he came in.
And I mean, I think in a PPR league, that's Chase. I feel like besides Cooper Kupp, Chase in like a standard league, if you're a crazy man and play that, get Chase. But PPR, I feel like there's just better options at the beginning of the round.
This is what my thing with Chase. So I mean, I don't even completely disagree with what you're saying, but I felt like I had to love him because he earned it for me.
You just feel like you owed it to him.
Yeah, like I just owed it to him. He wanted me that league that last year. So I owed it to him. Between that and then, I mean, and I do, like I said, I believe in the stuff I said where upsides there in terms of like he kind of just came into the league and did it. Like he didn't really like. I don't think he had like the elaborate understanding of the offense. I don't think he had a good connection with Burrow, but as a team, I don't know if they were what they could be. Like I think there's a chance for more upside. I think there's a chance
he could actually do better than last year.
Yeah, but it would be very different if he does.
I think there's no shot he does better than this.
I think you're hoping that he ties it.
No, I think he could do better.
How can he do? I mean, look. I mean, you can just look at this. T. Higgins missed 3 games last year, and he had He had 18 less targets, and 7 less catches.
Yeah.
And then T. Higgins whole offseason is going to be the guy that gets thrown to, like.
Yeah, I mean, I think I probably agree with Jonah's assessment that you hope he does the same. But like, I think there's a world where he does better.
I don't think. I mean, there's a world.
I think it would take an injury to either Higgins or Boyd.
Yeah.
I think this team's gonna throw the ball just so much.
I think an offensive line means the ball's gonna get spread around even more than it did.
Yeah, but that's what
the ability to go through more reads as opposed to just chucking it up to Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why I think his role changes. I think he becomes less of that. Like last year, he for the most part, it wasn't until like I kid you not, it wasn't until like week 8 or 9 when he like started running any under routes or hitches or anything. Like he was almost straight downfield threat early on last season.
To me, I don't know what the Bengals will do. The way you're talking makes it sound like they do want him to do that. But why do the Bengals have any? You can't just send him deep, everybody. I understand that. But why are you gonna consistently want him to be the short intermediate guy when you have shifty guys like T. Higgins and Boyd that are way more fit physically to fit into those pockets?
I just don't know if they are his Like I think people like he isn't as much of a like juke a guy make him miss, but his 1-step cut to burst is the best out of any of them. If you go watch, I think it was Kansas City, the Kansas City game. They just throw a screen to him, and that's when I was like, oh shoot, like they are using this guy in every. But they just throw a quick screen to him that he literally just 1-steps, gets a step inside the corner, and then just takes it like 70, and then like the backside corner safety I think runs him down at like the 5, but it was like a 70-yard play for him. And when I saw them doing that with him, I was like, oh, he's everything for them. He's not a deep threat receiver anymore. They are transitioning him more and more to, hey, he's short, he's screen game, he's intermediate. They started giving him the jet sweeps. Like they were just saying, get the ball in this guy's hands. And that's why I think there's a chance better, because when he starts doing all that, it can open up the deep game for him a little more as well.
Yeah.
I really hope you're right, because he scored a lot of touchdowns last year, and he only had 5 games over 100 yards.
Yeah.
Those are concerning numbers for him replicating.
And him being going 9 right now. It's just, to me too, I'm gonna hate on the Bengals players, and if I'm right, I'm right, and if I'm wrong, I'm just a hater. So fuck it. I can't lose in my head.
I agree with everything you're saying about the talent of the player. I just don't know that is going to matter for fantasy. I mean,
to me, I think I like him just
going more like where CeeDee Lamb's going.
Just a hair more than Justin Jefferson.
I like Justin. I like Jefferson and Diggs more than him.
I think that's a good transition.
To who, me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
I don't think it is.
I didn't have Diggs, but I do have Jefferson, baby.
Got Jefferson.
I got Jefferson.
I set you up.
Jefferson, good at football. He was Jamar. He was Chase before Chase.
Well, no, you're not even that. Chase was Chase before Jefferson.
I didn't even know this. Wow, that's crazy. Jefferson had more points than Chase last year? That's crazy.
Just at LSU, Jamar Chase was the better receiver.
Cool. I didn't understand that. Did you see their little interview where he was like, who would they were asking Chase who Jefferson would say was better, and he was like, he would say him, but he knows who's better. It's like, what? Why would he say him? Didn't make sense to me. I can't believe he did.
He was saying he would say Jefferson. He said was saying Jefferson would say Jefferson.
I think Jefferson doing better too just shows you how big the his PPR like catching wise is. But yeah, Jefferson. I mean, there's no likely reason for him to regress. I think he's going to. I think his touchdowns might get slightly better. And then I think his core around him his receivers have. Nothing has changed except for Father Time just keeps rearing its ugly head on Thielen. And I will run that into the grave.
I disagree. Things have changed, but for the better.
Okay. Explain.
His coach.
His
coach
true.
is coming in with a much more pass-happy scheme.
Yeah, I think they're not even pass happy as well. It's the pace thing. I think that's going to be huge for them. Their offense is going to be super fast. They're going to want to get to Jefferson even more, probably in like quick space opportunities. I mean, you think they're throwing the Thielen on screens? No, they're not. Sorry, I love Thielen, but he's an old, slow, white guy vet is not catching a screen and taking it 80. But Jefferson, a nice athletic young boy, might take it 80. I do think Osborne might be better, but I think in general the offense of scheme changing, Jefferson being Jefferson, Thielen being old, I think Jefferson's just going to be better. Anything? And you, Jake, you need to speak up. Why is Chase?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Chase is better in my opinion. I mean, I laid out Chase already. My counter argument on Jefferson is, I think the progression from the others is a negative. I think the focus is clear. Like, I'm not scared of Thielen beating me anymore. If I'm another team, I'm just not scared of it.
Thielen at this point is primarily a red zone target.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just not scared of Thielen beating me anymore.
I don't think
Thielen
was that scary last year either.
I think last year was the first year
when he was out. I
think last year was the first year he wasn't, but I don't know if teams knew that until like late season. You know, like I think teams were thinking he was still going to beat him, so they were game planning as if he was someone he had to worry. And I think it's been less and less you have to worry about him, and now it's really just you got to worry about Jed and Dalvin. And I know this is supposed to be more pass heavy. I just don't buy it. Like, I just don't. Because when you have Dalvin Cook...
different coaching style.
I know, I get it. But when you have Dalvin Cook, and you're lining up, and you're saying, okay, we have Dalvin Cook, it is hard to not give the ball to Dalvin.
No, I think he's going to get it. It's just going to be more pass narratives. Like, his touches are going to change a little bit.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, he's so good in between the tackle. It's like, I get it, and like, coaches have their scenarios and game plans. Coaches adapt based off what you have on your roster, and what they have on their roster is a running back who's exceptional inside the tackle box.
I think it's going to end up being something a little more like what the Cowboys are trying to do with Pollard, where I think Madison's going to get he's going to get like 5 rushes a game, and some of that's going to turn into Dalvin Cook catches. Dalvin Cook's not going to lose any touches, they're just going to convert to catches. And I get that it's not maximizing his skill set, but it prolongs his health.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's going to be as drastic as people are thinking it's going to be. They'll change up they'll fit their offense to their scheme a little bit, obviously, because their coaches are doing their job. But like, I just think the reality...
Extra target a game for Justin Jefferson is still huge.
Yeah, like, I don't know if that happens. I think it's more likely just Dalvin's target shift than Justin Jefferson gets an extra.
Who gets more targets? Who gets more catches this year, Jefferson or Chase?
Jefferson or Chase?
I think you stuttering right now to think about it is not even a conversation that should be had.
No, I think it's a valid conversation.
Jefferson is the #1 receiver for the Vikings, undisputed, in terms of the target share, and Chase is not.
I think Chase is.
Last year, and the rumor is he's not either through camp.
I know. I literally don't give a rip about
But
when Joe Burrow has the ball in his hand,
we're not
when
arguing
Joe Burrow
by
has the
logic.
ball,
We're just saying shit.
when Joe Burrow has the ball in his hand, Joe Burrow is going to get the ball who he's most comfortable getting the ball to, and the answer right now is that is Jamar Chase 10 out of 10. I don't care what the coaches try to scheme. Yeah, I mean, it was.
It was
it
Higgins.
has been his
when
entire
Higgins was
career.
healthy, he played. That's who he was throwing to most of the time. Higgins had 18 less catches and he played 3 less games.
Well,
Higgins just gets thrown to more than Chase. And what we've seen and what we've heard happens in camp. That's all I'm saying. Of course, Chase will have his games where he's going to get more targets and catches. That happens when you have 2 great receivers. But I'm just saying.
yeah, but you're also looking at that. Jamar Chase in those early games was targeted.
Why wasn't he targeted? Because Higgins was better?
No, because he was learning everything.
Oh. Okay, continue.
Like, he has to learn the offense before they're going to be targeting him 8-9 times a game.
But okay, let me pull it up again.
But it's not a question of who's going to get more catches. Justin Jefferson's going to undoubtedly get more catches than Jamar Chase.
Unless Higgins gets hurt. Then Higgins gets hurt then.
Well, even if Higgins gets hurt, I don't think Jamar Chase will get more. He'll get more yards. He'll beat him in yards, but he won't beat him in catches, I don't think, even in that scenario.
God, they just throw the ball so fucking much. Why is it, dude, that there's weeks where they both suck? What happens there?
The team loses.
They just scored 15 points, that's why. Why did Denver shut them down? I'm just going with my T. Higgins argument. I don't know what to say. The fact that you think Jefferson's going to get less catches is just crazy. Why is it?
I didn't say less more. I just think it's a realm of possibility.
Okay. Jonah, who's your...
Like, I'm just like...
I'm arguing against a wall right now.
I mean, Jefferson had a huge spike in catches from his first year to second year.
Jefferson?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he plays a catch-heavy role.
I also don't think I think the Bengals receivers are so much better than the Vikings receivers, even in that jump of the year. Tyler Boyd would probably be like... It's what me and Jonah said it offline the other day. I said Tyler Boyd would probably be a number 2 on most teams, and Jonah's like, I think there'd probably be teams that he'd be a number 1.
Oh, I don't.
You throw him on the Bears, he's easily the number 1.
Oh, for sure. You're right, Jonah.
Oh yeah, probably the Bears, but that doesn't count. They're not a real team. Darnell Mooney might be ahead of him.
But there's for sure, but he's for sure a 2. I mean, T. Higgins, if you put him on other teams, is probably a 1 on most teams.
Yeah, but like, do you think Boyd is for sure? I don't know if Boyd's for sure even in the top 3 from Minnesota. I think he probably is, but I think
Boyd is better than Thielen is right now in terms of his age, and he's better than Osborne, even though I like Osborne as well.
I mean, I think Boyd's more secure than Osborne, but I think, like, at the end of this year, if Osborne has a better season than Boyd, I don't think I'm mind blown.
No,
I think at the start of this year,
that's crazy, but you're talking about... I think Osborne will probably emerge throughout the season as the second receiver for the Vikings, whereas Boyd's going to be number 3 as long as Higgins and Chase are healthy.
Yeah, or should be at least.
Well, I mean, unless Boyd's going to blow us all away. Unless Boyd's going to be the number one player on most championship teams.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've argued enough over Justin.
You just have this hilarious Chase tunnel vision.
Oh, Jake, you should have been like, you have this hilarious Clyde Edwards Helaire tunnel vision. You missed it, Jake.
Yeah, I just like...
Or you could argue I have this hatred of the Bengals tunnel vision.
Because, like, my thing, like, I'm looking at it now, like, yeah, T. Higgins had more catches than Jamar did, but Jamar had way more targets.
Well, T. Higgins also, you got to equate the...
Yeah, I know he missed it. I know, but Jamar was not knowing the offense.
He was
just getting thrown in.
It's just 18... I get what you're saying, but I'm basing it off of what we've seen on the film and what I've heard from camp. And you're basing it off what you saw. It's just what we're gonna.
I'm basing it off of the difference is I watched those guys in college too, and I know when push comes to shove, Joe Burrow, when he needs to get someone the ball, it's going to Jamar Chase over everyone. That was true when Justin Jefferson was out there on the field with him. That was true when it was anyone on the field with him. He said Jamar Chase is the guy I'm getting the ball to at LSU and now with the Bengals, and that's my gamble.
Okay, I mean that's what we need to start. We should make some bets, boys. I was thinking about this. We need to all agree to put like $50 into a pot, and then we can make bets with that money throughout the season. And then at the end of the season, we all, we rally up what we got. Because right now, I would for sure make a bet. I'd make 2 bets. I'd make Justin Jefferson catches more balls if Chase is if they're both healthy for the same amount of games. Jefferson catches more balls than Chase. I'd put $5 on that, and I would also put T. Higgins out targets Chase this season if they play the same amount of games. I also put $5.
I don't know if I would do the Jamar Jefferson one because I'm on the wall on that one, genuinely on the wall. I think he can go either way, but I don't feel strong enough either. But I would 100% take the bet. Same amount of games, Chase has more targets than
Higgins.
Yeah, 100%.
$5.
Yeah, I'll do that.
We'll ride, baby. We're gonna make a pot, and then we'll keep track of them all, and then we'll tally them up at the end of the season. How's that sound? Everybody okay with putting $50 in at some point throughout the football season?
I think we'll work out the logistics of this because I'm not sure how exactly that works.
We need to put.
We'll do that afterwards.
We're all gonna lose money no matter what.
Well, we can't all lose money. The money has to go somewhere.
Incorrect. We find a way.
Okay. Well,
it's a zero-sum game. Somebody's got to win money.
Incorrect.
That's not true. If this is the only bet I make and then I lose, I still keep $45. Theoretically, you both could make you guys will make probably Jonah and you, Jake, will probably make crazy ass bets every week about how the Cowboys are gonna lose.
But if it's just back and forth between the two of us, one of us wins that money and one of us loses that money.
Not if we push every week.
That's true. If your bets are
nothing
then Jake,
and it's
boring.
Then ultimately Jake wins $5.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll lose it before I get it.
Well, Jonah, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but me and Jake have taken up a lot of the time on these loves, so you got to be quick about Davante Adams. Talk about him. He's dog shit. Let's keep moving.
Davante Adams, incredibly consistent.
Is that his love?
Quarterback he's playing with. I'm gonna be another guy who's gonna be very targeted. He's gonna be just like what Jake thinks Burrow and Chase are.
Wait. I just looked over to look who your loves are, and I realized you have 2 players on the same team.
Yeah, we'll get there.
How does that fucking work? Okay,
we'll get there.
Continue. What the fuck? That threw me for a fucking loop. All right,
we'll
keep
get
going.
There. So Davante Adams, incredibly talented receiver who puts up very, very good fantasy numbers. He put up last year. He was number 2 receiver. He had more fantasy points in PPR than every running back other than Jonathan Taylor. And this guy's barely being drafted in the first round.
Oh wait, I have something fun that's off topic before you keep going, Jonah. Jake, how many percent of Cooper Kupp's points last season could you take away and him still be number 1 over Davante Adams?
Like what you're saying? Like
what percentage of his total points you could take away from him, to where he would still be number 1 over Davante Adams?
I'm assuming Davante was 2.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
That's what if you were listening. That's what Jonah just said.
Oh, sorry, I zoned out for a second. I would bet like 30%.
Ooh, that's too high, Jake.
So you overshot and you ruined it.
Yeah, you did. It's not as cool now. Jake ruined it.
It's 21%.
Well, so I was close. I mean,
you could take away 21% of his fantasy points, and he still beats Davante Adams.
Yeah, I mean,
which is just
the difference from 21 to 30 isn't that drastic. By the way, we're literally talking less than half of what it actually,
It's still a lot of points to just take away. He's still getting.
100%. Yeah, but I just knew he was the Triple Crown winner. I mean,
it's just
he literally won every single stat.
But it blew me away. All right, keep going,
yeah.
Jim. That's true. Davante Adams did miss at least 1 game.
For me, it's really that Davante Adams has a proven track record. I mean, sure, he's on another team, and that seems to be scaring people enough to take Jamar Chase over him, but
whoa,
I just don't think that's...
You let him do that to you, Jake? Take that shot on your boy?
Even if Davante Adams has room to drop production and still be phenomenal.
Yeah, especially at his
and be
ADP.
better than a lot of people being drafted around him.
Especially at his ADP, yeah. I agree. That's good points, John. As much as we argued in our keeper league of whether you should take him or not, I still like him, especially where he's being drafted in full redraft leagues. It's just kind of crazy. Him and Carr have a connection, at least from college, you know. So he's still gonna be Davante Adams.
Yeah.
And I would say his weapons around. This is the curious thing this year is what I'll be curious just in general of watching him as a Davante Adams fan is that you could argue pretty much his whole time with the Packers, besides maybe those couple years with Jordy towards the end, he was basically by himself in terms of who was catching the ball. So now I'm curious to see what he does when, like, does he get even better? Like, in terms of, maybe not catches, but does he get better in terms of, like, yards when he's got other weapons around him?
Like, more efficient.
Yeah, so that's something I'll be interested in watching this season. You got any Davante Adams points, Jake? Is Chase a better receiver?
Yeah.
Dude, Jake hates Davante. Jake hates all unathletic receivers that do well. Cooper Kupp, Adams. He probably hates Keenan Allen.
I love Keenan.
He probably hates Waddle.
Tyreek Hill not athletic?
I have no issues with Davante per se. I just don't know which way it's gonna fall with the new team. I don't know if it's gonna be they do better because he's there, or he does better because they're there, or they all do better in terms of fantasy. You know, like I don't know, or they all do better, or they worse.
Yeah.
Like those are the four possible outcomes. I just don't know. I don't know where I fall and what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
That's why Davante's so interesting to me. That's why I debated taking him with that first pick I have in our keeper league until I just realized like I'm screwed if I do that because of the running back value. I just don't know. I don't know what I think with it.
I mean, I get it. I think the only thing that's truly scary to me about him is I think the ADP is so good, but the thing that truly scares me is the touchdown regression that I think will happen. Because I don't think it's a knock on him. I think it's just it just shows what he was for Green Bay. Like, they threw the most. I'm pretty sure over the last couple of years they've thrown the most inside the 10. So, 18 and then the year before, or 11, and then the year before he had 18. So
he only had 11 last year.
That's true.
And I think that's a number that he could easily replicate.
I think there's possibility that he could, but McDaniels for sure likes to run the ball, and I think he for sure likes to run at the goal line a lot more than LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers will. So that's the only thing. That's the only thing that scares me. I think he could. I don't think it's outside. Like, if you would have told me these last few years with the Packers that Davante Adams is going to get 7 touchdowns, I would tell you there's no way. But this year, I think somewhere in like that 7 to 9 range is like that could happen. Sadly, for Davante Adams owners.
Yeah, but all else equal, that still drops him less than 10%.
He's still
which
good.
Still makes him in the top 5 of receivers.
And you're getting
top
one.
4.
You could pair him. What do you guys in general? What would you guys be doing here with him? Because you're picking him at 11, so you're either getting him on the turn or you're getting him about before the turn in your typical 10 to 12 man leagues. Because I think a lot of times I've seen people pair him with Davante Adams and Kelsey. Do you guys like that? Or would you go maybe Adams and Kamara? Like, what do you in general? What would you guys like?
I would feel like I'd have to take a running back because like Kamara probably, because you've got like 18 to 23 picks before you pick again.
Jake, what would you do?
I think the same. I mean,
it's unfortunate because I think Kelsey puts up better numbers than a lot of the running backs, but the running backs are just like there's just so few of them.
Yeah, you just need a running. Is the reality.
Okay.
Like, you can't. I mean, you're trolling if you don't get a running back in the first 2 rounds.
I agree. But we shall now move to our next range of receivers that we like. And I'm going to make Jake go first again.
Whoa.
Just kidding. I won't. I
Whoa.
just was hoping Jake would get super mad. We'll make Jonah go next. Jonah will double up. It's a snake draft. Ooh, this is good, Jake, because we can talk fat shit about this player.
Yeah. So, I love DJ Moore this year.
Boo.
There's a real trend. There's a real trend of consistency with my guys. This is a guy who's had 3 very similar seasons. 3 very similar seasons, and he always gets over 1,100 yards, has solid catches. The thing that keeps him down is his touchdowns. And the offense has been bad that entire time because the quarterbacks have been dog shit that he's had throwing to him. He got the ass end of Cam Newton's career. He got Sam Darnold. He got Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, it was never good. And then they traded this offseason for Baker, who is a much better quarterback right now than any of those other guys. And I think his floor is consistency, but I think he's going to finally increase in touchdowns. And it'll just be better.
Jake?
It's DJ Moore. He sucks.
He had more targets than Chase last year, though.
Yeah, because he plays on a team with no one else.
Oh, but
They didn't even know other receivers on the
Higgins
team.
didn't matter 10 minutes ago. This
Higgins
is
matters,
horseshit.
but
I won't
not
stand for this bullshit. DJ Moore,
Higgins-
MVP. This is
Higgins
Vrabel all over
matters.
again.
Wait, but last time it wasn't my fault.
Oh, so it is just your fault this time.
Yeah, I'll own up to it this time.
Okay.
This is me.
Continue.
Yeah, I'll own up to it when it's me, unlike the other stooge in here. Yeah, no, huh? What?
It was directed at somebody. I don't know who.
Yeah, who? Huh? I didn't hear anything.
Hmm?
What?
Alright, let's go.
Huh?
Let's stop. Let's stop
DJ
dragging our feet.
DJ Moore be some booty.
We're just bored of DJ Moore. I think that's the problem here. Jake doesn't
Yeah,
like
he's
him.
not exciting. He isn't sexy.
Jake-
Also, I just don't like the Panthers. If I don't like the team, if I don't think the team can win, if I don't think the team's going to be able to... I don't really care about the guy.
That's funny because I very much disagree. I don't think the Raiders are any good, and I definitely like some of their players.
My problem.
Yeah,
with
that's
the-
what... How do I just...
my problem with DJ Moore is that
I'm mind blown. How are the Raiders bad?
my problem. Stop. We can't do this. This is already.
We've had this argument already.
My problem with DJ
They
Moore
made
is
the playoffs.
Stop. My problem with DJ Moore is that I've ridden this train before and
So did the Cowboys, and you both shit all over them.
No.
Because they're bad.
Stop.
Making the playoffs last year. Just
Stop! I'm
they're
taking
making
control.
it next year.
I'm gonna throw you fuckers off this fucking bus, off this boat. You guys can't swim. Shut up. Stop talking about shit we've already talked about.
I'd rather
Stop! I'm gonna get the fucking ruler or get the switch like my parents. I'm gonna go out there and get the switch, but they never got the switch. Stop.
Switch
Stop.
me, daddy.
We're talking about DJ Moore. DJ Moore, I've ridden this train before, and it always crashes, and I'm tired of him. That's why I don't like him. I don't care that they have Baker. Baker's better than what he's had. I don't care. I don't want to crash anymore. I'm tired of being hurt.
I've never driven the bus. I'm willing to.
Okay.
I like it. I like the direction it's going.
You won't like it when you're fucking crawling the rest of the way to the direction of the championship. Alright. That was our DJ Moore talk. That was nothing. I had to punish my children. Go, Jake. Who's your mid-level that you like?
Ooh, awkward. Because I know one of you. I'm pretty sure both of you. Mr. Bateman.
Mid-level? He's so low.
Yeah, that's the other thing. My mid is way lower than y'all's at this position.
There's so many receivers that you pass.
Yeah.
That's funny. So are you
Because
just
to
really
me,
high on
this-
Bateman, or do you like him that low?
No, I like him at that value. I like him at that eighth or ninth round value.
And they have him dropping below Tyler Boyd or Tyler Lockett. Crazy.
Yeah,
Talk about
I think he's good. I don't know what this dude gets hate for. I don't know what everyone's all up Amon-Ra St. butt crack, just licking him all over as if he has just peanut butter everywhere or something. And this dude is better.
At football, or will be better this year?
Will be better in fantasy.
I will put $20 of our $50 on that St. Brown. If they play the same amount of games, that St. Brown will be much, much better.
What's much, much better?
That he will just be better. I'm not gonna make
All
that
right.
bet. I'm not gonna bet on how much better. The Ravens don't draft good receivers. They don't do it. Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown was good. No, he wasn't. Why is he not on the team if he was good? He couldn't catch
because
a fucking lick.
somebody was willing to trade a first-round pick for.
If he's
good,
if he's
even
good, why would
even if he was, because I'll trade anyone for a first-round pick if they're just average.
Well, why is he average? If they can't, they can't draft receivers. They never have good receivers, unless they sign them.
Or unless it's this guy.
This one's gonna do it. Well, what about their running back? What about their running back playing quarterback?
He can throw.
I really like this player as a Jake pick because this is a guy coming out of college that everyone's just like, he was good, but he's not that athletic.
Yeah,
this is the antithesis of everything you've said about all these other receivers, and I love that you picked him as your sleeper.
I haven't really gone onto athletic, non-athletic. Like y'all have painted that picture for me. I think all those guys you named are really good receivers.
I hate this.
They just all have like
oh my God, this
Cooper
is
Kupp. Cooper Kupp, I have no issue with.
Jake, there's no point talking anymore. I've died from the gas in the fucking garage because you gaslit me so fucking hard.
Bateman, I would probably do the Bateman Amon bet.
There's no shot he even comes close.
I would do $10 for Bateman as a better fantasy season.
Fuck it. Well, me and Jake have done $15 in fantasy bets. I'll do it. I have no problem with that. If they play the same amount of games, I will always throw that stipulation.
Yeah.
You guys want to do same amount of games or per game average?
No.
I'd do same amount of games for that one at least.
Nah, because I think if they both play same round, we'll blow his ass out of the water per game too. So fuck it. We'll do what Jake wants. He's not even.
For that one, I think
Brown is he'll be the number one target on the Lions. And we're talking about Bateman, who is not the number one target for the Ravens. It's Mark Andrews, the guy that's getting drafted in the second round because he's going to probably catch like 8 to 10 balls a game for some fucking reason at tight end.
Yep, correct.
But continue on your Bateman spiel.
He's gonna be really good.
What's really good?
Dude started The dude started 4 games and had 500 yards.
Is he a low end receiver too?
He is a league winner this year.
Will he finish in the top 5?
No.
Top 10?
No, probably like top 15.
Okay. What do you think he'll average per game, roughly?
Yards, points, what?
Fantasy
like what
points,
are you talking about? Fantasy points? 13, 14, maybe 15. I think it will be a little touchdown dependent, you know.
But that's the difference between him and Brown. Browns will not be touchdown dependent.
That might be true. But the Ravens will score more touchdowns, so.
Will they score more passing touchdowns?
I've been boomed by this. I was so happy sitting there in the peanut gallery eating my peanuts, watching you two fight, and now I've been in the last 2 and I hate it. I hate it. I've died from the gas and I can't eat peanuts anymore. This is horse shit.
Yeah, I knew this one was coming. I knew you'd.
I almost got popcorn. It was really entertaining to be on the outside.
It just doesn't make sense. I have to watch the Ravens twice a year, and I always keep up with them because fuck them. They don't get good receivers. They never do.
Until now.
That's not a fucking argument. I give up. Who's next? I don't even want to go. Someone talk about their sleeper, and then we'll wrap back around in my mid tier.
Oh, you haven't done your mid tier yet?
No,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not in the mood.
You gotta go.
I'll give an opinion on Bateman real quick.
Jonah, just give us Drew's mid tier.
Uh, I don't dislike Bateman at his ADP. I don't know that I believe he's gonna beat St. Brown. I think they're gonna be very close. Because St. Brown has other people taking targets away from him because Hawkinson's going to come back healthy. They just got DJ Chark. Jameson Williams is going to be healthy at some point. That'll command some targets. So will Swift.
I'm not sure if he will this year though.
Well, he'll come back at some point and they will play. Like they expect him to play this year.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it's weird.
I didn't really expect him to.
I wouldn't have expected it to because he hurt himself in the national championship game. Yeah. I would not have expected him to be able to do it. But the Ravens just purely on the fact that they don't have anybody else to throw it to. Like it's Mark Andrews and then it's Bateman.
You know what they do in the past when they have no one to throw it to? Besides one guy, they run the fucking ball. It's not just Lamar. They just run it. Ray Rice, whatever fucking schmuck they want to throw back there and have some fullback lead them the way. It's what they fucking do. They'll throw to a Hayden Hurst S tight end before they throw to Bateman. Regardless of how good or bad Bateman is.
I'm just going to say, Marquise Brown scored one less fantasy point than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I mean, Amon only had like half a season before he came on. He was learning the offense.
Yeah, but Marquise Brown had like 3/4 of a season worth of drops.
Bateman isn't half the player that Brown is in terms of like their speed and athleticism.
You're right.
That's not the type of.
He's better.
I don't want to root against Bateman. I have no problems with him. I just don't like how he's so high.
So high? He's like a 9th round pick.
I don't like how high you have him. He's undraftable. He's undraftable.
All right, so to bring the mood back up, I'll start talking about my second Raiders receiver.
No, Jonah, talk about my guy. I remember you kind of liked him. Go, Jonah. I'll chime in when I.
Where we at?
It's Sutton.
Yeah, he's my hate, so I won't talk about him.
No.
Wait, what? I'll talk about Sutton. I really like Sutton.
I've been mentally fucking boomed on this stupid podcast. How do you hate?
It's an ADP thing. It's an ADP thing. We'll get to it. Do we want to talk about Sutton right now?
Yeah, we should.
All right.
Dude, fuck this podcast.
Okay.
That blows my mind, Jonah.
To me, Russell Wilson, again, never not had a top 12 receiver. Sutton has proved that he's at least okay when Drew Lock was like okay that little bit. So I'm going to bank on Sutton as opposed to Judy. Because I think Sutton at least has a record in history of being good. That's my whole argument. And I don't think his ADP is that crazy unless it's gone up to a point where I'm surprised. Where is he? Where's this fucking rat?
He's down.
He's going in like the early 4th, isn't he?
No, he's going.
He's 57. He's 5'7". Depending on what you look at, he's behind Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Who I do like Sutton. I like Sutton more than Brown, and I really like Brown. And I like Sutton more than Mark.
I really like Sutton.
None of the mocks have him going anything later than the 4th that I've seen.
Drew, this is what I'm going to say. If you hate my Bateman pick, you only have yourself to blame, because Sutton is who I would have picked if he wasn't already taken by you.
Sorry. That makes me feel better.
I really like Sutton. I think basically for all the reasons you said. Plus, he's just like literally in this little spot, he is the only one of them I would take.
Yeah, I mean,
like
in this range, besides Godwin, he's the only guy that I think could get in that top 12. Yeah. Unless Brown just plays like he did in the last half, which even I think is probably unlikely. For all this stuff Jonas said about him.
He's like the only guy there I'm taking until like Gabe Davis.
So you don't like him because of his ADP, Jonah?
Well, it seems like Jonah thought his ADP was worse like
Well, Jonah's saying
earlier
that
than it
in
is.
good leagues he's going higher, which I think is not an inaccurate statement.
Yeah, that might be true.
Jonah's going. I think Jonah died.
Well, I'm very confused. So this is blowing my mind seeing this 57 there. I'm very confused by this because I've done so many mocks, and we did a bunch of them with people, and he doesn't get out of the 4th round.
But aren't those
Wait,
keeper
what?
mocks though?
They
No,
are,
in
and
our
that's what makes
keeper-
it weird.
In our
But I
keeper one, I've snagged him in the 5th multiple times, like consistently.
I've never seen him go out of the 4th.
Well, I think honestly too, you should just throw those keeper
But-
ones out the window. They're gonna
You're
be.
right.
skewed.
You're right. Those are just the only mocks we've done. That's why they're confusing. Well, other than the one we did, that was.
Where did you get picked in that?
But- I don't remember. I have to find it.
I thought you.
Yeah,
pulled
I
it out.
snagged him.
I
I snagged him in the 5th a bunch, Jonah, when we were doing this.
ESPN's got him going 54. Fantrax has got him 59, and Sleeper's got him going 50.
Which I was taking him at 54 in our keeper when I was taking him.
So he is kind of around that
Okay.
4 or 5 range, especially in 12-man leagues for sure. I mean, do you think regardless of you not liking his ADP, that's one thing. Do you think
So-
Judy will be the guy, or do you think it's Sutton?
I don't think there will be a guy.
You think this is the first time in all
Yes.
of Russell's? Why do you think that?
Yes, I think he has. I just think the situation's a lot different. I think Russell Wilson's going to have statistically a worse season. Not that he's going to play worse. That I think he's just going to have a statistically worse season, and that there's not going to be a wide receiver that separates himself that much.
So let's play the Russell Wilson question game.
'Kay.
Is Russell Wilson still solid at football?
Yes.
Okay. Has he ever not supported a top 12 receiver?
I don't think so.
Okay. Would you say this offense is more freeing in terms of the pass to run scheme than Pete Carroll's was?
What do you mean by free?
Do you think the Broncos will throw
Is
the
Russell going to
ball
throw the ball more?
more?
No,
Interesting.
Why do you think that?
because
'Cause
they
they
have
got
Javonte
Javonte
Williams
Williams
and
and
Melvin
Melvin-
Gordon, who they both really want to have carry a whole bunch.
Dude, I don't
But that's
understand why
that's
they
not
think it's
even
gonna
as
be
much
balanced.
as that's not even as it's
Why
still
would
not the
anyone-
same as
why
Pete
would-
Carroll, though.
Why would anyone want Melvin Gordon to carry the ball? That's what I want people to explain to me.
Stop, Jake. You're sidetracking us again.
I just don't get it.
There's something that doesn't feel right about Courtland Sutton to me.
So do you think it'll be
That's
Judy?
racist.
You just think it's nobody.
I think they're both gonna be fine, but neither of them's gonna be great. And fine's an understatement. I think they'll both be good. Neither of them will be great.
What will probably happen is now with me and Jake liking Sutton to be top 12, Jonah not liking either of them, it'll mean Judy will be top 12. So if you're listening, pick Judy.
Already
I
did.
mean, Russ throws like an average of like over 30 times a game. Like that's what he did last year. I don't think he's gonna throw that many times this year. I think it's gonna be closer to 25.
I think he'll have to throw. I think it'll be more. I think he's going to have to throw more. He's playing 6 games a year against teams that'll probably be up against him.
And good D lines.
Exactly. They're going to have to throw the ball. They're going to be down. If they think they can just run at these solid D line and front sevens this whole year with Javonte Williams and Jake's hate guy, what's his name?
Melvin Gordon.
Gordon. I think they're going to be down. I mean, we have the Broncos at the very we have the Broncos oddly at the bottom of our tier list, but because I just think that the division's better, and I think they're going to be fighting just to stay in games, which means they're going to be throwing the ball more. So I think we've
And losing.
and losing. They can still lose as long as Sutton is the top 12 receiver. But any more closing arguments, or are we moving on? What are we on now? We're moving to sleepers.
Yeah, we all gave our.
Mhm.
I think.
All right, Jonah. Now you can talk about the AFC West receiver.
So my sleeper is a guy who I am baffled is a sleeper. Hunter Renfrow.
Oh, I was like, why can't I find him?
In PPR, he finished 10th. which is absurd for a guy that's now being drafted in the 10th-ish 11th round. That is insane to me. Even with Davante Adams showing up, Darren Waller is still hurt. He's not even going to be ready for week 1. He's very disgruntled with the team. He wants to get paid and he isn't getting paid. And Davante Adams is going to take a bunch of targets away, but there's also nobody else at receiver.
Demarcus Robinson.
He's a Raven.
He'll probably be better than Bateman. They do good with their pickups.
Wait. Who was I saying? Was I saying Bateman or Demarcus Robinson when I was talking about my list?
You were talking about
I meant
Robinson.
DeMarcus. Yeah, I meant DeMarcus.
Oh, please. I'll take that bet for sure.
Yeah, no. I will not take that bet. All right, continue, Jonah.
I mean, he'll probably lose some touchdowns. Like, he almost certainly cut his touchdowns in half. But those target shares, like, he's just that short yardage guy that they just rely on to pick up those third downs and stuff. And he's good at that. He's squirmy.
You don't think Davante Adams also did that?
He will. He definitely will.
You don't think a healthy Waller will help on that?
No,
See,
I
this
don't
is
think.
where-
I'm out on Waller. I'm entirely out on Waller.
This is where the
You're joining
issue
my
comes.
I am.
This is where the issue comes. He is just a lesser Davante. I agreed with everything you said. I like him.
I don't think that's a problem especially in a guy in the 10th round. I think he should be going more in like the 7th.
I agree with that.
I don't think he'll
no,
be
no,
around
I agree
7
with that.
value.
Well, I also want
I
to
agree
bring up
with
that I think you have a wrong ADP again. He's going 70. He's going 7-8.
Either way, I definitely think he's gonna be higher than that, and that still puts him in like the 8th-ish round.
Like, do you think he
I think he'll
finishes
still be
a
better
top
than
20 receiver this year?
I think there's a chance because I think Darren Waller's gonna be less of a factor in this offense, and there's nobody else on the receivers to really take those targets away. There's Davante Adams, and then there's him, and then I think most of the targets will go to
Yeah,
them.
you just like I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Do we think Carr's gonna be like a 400 completion guy this year?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no scale to judge out. Also, Jonah, he's 73 ESPN. I'm gonna stop including whatever RT Sports is because it seems
he had
very bad.
428 last year.
73 and 86 is where he's getting drafted in ESPN.
So he had 428 and Renfrow had 20. Is that right? 120 ish.
123.
Yeah. So like I don't know. I mean maybe, but like I just
Or 128. Sorry.
128.
I think he's gonna finish in the 90s.
No. He had
targets.
428 completions. He had 600 and some odd targets or passes.
Yeah. Renfrow only had 103 receptions. Okay. So maybe Renfrow can be 100. 100,000.
I don't think necessarily he'll be all the way up to 100, but he'll be close.
Yeah, he probably can be.
I think he's finishing in that 70-80 range, and you're gonna knock off 4 touchdowns, or probably 5 touchdowns and probably 200 yards.
I don't know about that. I think that seems too drastic.
Regardless of you wanting Waller to be out, if Waller's healthy, he's gonna demand targets. I mean,
It's not even wanting him to be out. It's just that I just don't think he's gonna be as big of a factor this year.
Yeah, well, all I know is
coaching
week
staff
one
doesn't seem to like
last year.
him.
Week 1 last year, he had I think 19 targets. Is that right?
I know, like the new coaching staff doesn't seem to like Waller, and Waller's not even gonna be healthy week 1.
And two, if you look at his, if you take some of
He might be playing, but he might not.
If you take his
not
touchdowns
currently
away too in certain weeks, like it really hurts what was
I get it.
good to great game and makes it into. I mean, shit. I mean, week 18's not anyone should care about unless you're a dumb team that plays week 18 playoff games. But I mean, he's 2 touchdowns saved him that week, which is crazy because he had 13 yards and he had a long of 12. What the hell? How did he score twice?
He had 3 1-yard catches.
He had 4 catches. That's crazy.
Yeah,
But
Jonah, he had 1 1-yard catch and then 2 0-yard catches. His other 3 catches combined for a yard.
He had 3 catches for 1 yard.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna look too. I'm gonna look what is around Hunter Renfrow, and then we can move on. This is a long pod. If you've been sticking with us, thank you. If you're just skipping around the timestamps, that's what they're for. Where was he at? 78.
You miss all the fun stuff.
Yeah, you missed the fucking heated argument.
See, like I would just Juju.
Here's the thing.
Patterson
Sleeper has him 86, which means he's a 9th round pick.
That's true. But whatever fuck Fantrax has him as a 68, which means he's a 6th round pick.
Like if I'm picking him around the Juju Patterson area, I am depressed.
Do you think if Juju's healthy, you think who's better, Hunter Renfrow this year or Juju?
But Juju's not healthy.
What if he is?
Juju's a 25-year-old getting fluid drained out of his knee.
He'll be fine.
Man,
I think he will do better than Juju. Yes.
We've all been 25 getting fluid drained. Just not always in the knee.
There's just no shot. Dude, I can't do another bet. I just can't. I can't do another
We don't have to argue. You just disagree.
No, we have to argue.
I don't need to argue for this one.
No, I don't. I think this is pretty clear cut. Don't hate Hunter Info, but I just...
Jake says I don't need to argue because your opinion's so shit and lesser than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm in your boat, Jake. I think Renfrow will disappoint this year. And
I could have kept
because
Renfrow for a 10. I decided not to.
I mean, yeah, I agree. So, we shall move. Jake, do you want to do
my sleeper?
Your sleepers?
Wait, have you done yours yet or no?
I have not. You want me to do mine first?
I don't know. Mine's pretty obvious on this one. For you guys at least. Like y'all would be able to guess it. No.
We'll talk about your boy.
Kadarius Toney. The man, the myth, the legend. He goes by either KT or the Trayvon Diggs Nightmare Machine. Basically.
We don't need these.
Man.
We're at fucking. This pod is 2:30 right now. We don't.
Oh, look at that! Look at that very last week. You can see right there. I wonder who was guarding him that week. Oh no, the one week 5. I wonder who guarded him that week. But yeah. So I mean, KT's KT. He's the reason he's special at making guys miss and everything. He's a good route runner, but like he's just quick twitchiness. If they use him well, if they start incorporating him into the offense solidly, this guy, I mean, all my sleeper, like my later guys are potentials to be league winners of everything. Now, it could go terribly wrong, so you got to be aware of that. But
I mean, he might not even play this year.
Yeah.
He's being rested so much.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't imagine he doesn't play this year. I can imagine he gets hurt once he starts playing.
I mean, he's a second-year player who's 23, and he's being held out of practice for rest days.
He was practicing this week.
But he's missed so much time over the last month. And it's not even like he has an active injury.
Some of it was mismanagement stuff early on, I know. The more recent stuff I don't know as much about.
So many other problems. Barely stays on the field.
I mean, I think if
the Bailey on the field has nothing to do with him.
I think if he stays on the field, regardless of who it is, he needs to stay on the field. And if he plays in whatever quarterback ends up back there, I do not think it's out of the realm of possibilities that Daniel Jones plays so bad he plays himself on the bench and Tyrod takes over. I do not think that's a. So I think as long as the quarterback can get him the ball and he's playing, I mean, I think Toney has a very high ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't like that he's an injury-prone thug.
I don't know why he's injury-prone or. I don't know what makes this dude a thug, but.
The multiple fights? He got ejected at multiple games last year.
No, one, because the Cowboys are pussies.
This is why I like to sit in the peanut gallery.
Literally only the Cowboys, and it's the only time he's been ejected or anything in his history of playing.
He was They almost traded him in June because he was fighting other teammates.
Cat.
I love the deadpan of it. He's an injury-prone thug. Well, receivers.
Yeah, I have an issue calling guys at thug when there's no claim on it, like no valid claim on it.
I mean, there have been reports that he was fighting people. I mean, that's
What?
I mean, Aaron Don. I don't like hear what reports say that. I mean, Josh Allen started a fight this campus. He a thug?
But he's got that dog in him.
Yeah, I mean, but that's my point. Like, we're saying, like, what makes him a thug versus Josh Allen? Like, seriously.
The difference is Josh Allen was like shoving guys. Kadarius Toney's going out there punching guys.
No, Kadarius Toney
He's
punched
swinging
one
on
guy.
people.
Kadarius Toney punched one guy. Other than that, it's just all been talking at practice.
Did he rip off
No
anyone's
one-
helmet?
Yeah, that's right. He hasn't done anything like Aaron Donald or Miles, yet he gets called a thug a lot quicker. I don't know if it's because of how he looks or what.
I mean, I'm gonna go on a limb. He was called a thug by Jonah because you went after his corner. As a third party person, I think that's why that happened.
Yeah, but Jonah said that before.
I don't know.
Jake, to your point, Myles Garrett is also a thug. I don't understand why people forgave him so quickly. And just act like that didn't happen.
But my point being is, like, Kadarius Toney is nowhere near the realm of those guys. This is a guy who says,
he's been in the league long enough to have like 3 things known about him.
If my football career and rap career doesn't work out, I would want to be a police officer. That's not a thug to me.
That's ironic to me, but whatever.
Like, this is a well-educated, well-balanced human that is just successful in these walks of life, so he does them. But has backup plans and knows what he wants to do. Like, this is not a dude who remotely comes near thug category to me.
Damn, Jonah, you came at Jake. He's upset.
I think that's a hilarious anecdote.
I think people call this dude a thug because they look at his profile picture and stereotype. And this isn't a Jonah thing. This isn't a Jonah thing. This is an everyone.
He's throwing punches in games.
Threw a single punch in one game. Literally, I guarantee you, 100% of players in the NFL.
See, now the pod has become somber. Now it's just quiet. It's just silent.
He hasn't been in the league long enough to have any other impression. He's been here long enough to have only bad impressions.
I mean, I don't think that's accurate. I mean, Giant fans are excited about him. Like,
no, they're very split. They're very concerned about the injury, about how he's having to be rested. They don't seem to be concerned.
No, I mean, I was watching. I've been paying attention to them. Their media guy was just like, man, this guy's going to be special out there this year. Like, they are very excited about him. Their training camp media guy literally posted that this week when he was doing drill work.
I mean,
yeah, the guy paid to say that the Giants players are good is going to say the Giants players are good.
The local Fox reporter covering the stuff saying that is not a direct pay by the Giants.
All right, we're gonna move past Toney. I don't think anyone's ever argued if he plays, he's not gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm just concerned he's not gonna play.
Regardless of what Jonah thinks it is, injury-wise, he has been injured. He hasn't played, and then the other stuff can be whatever the other stuff is. We didn't need to get so serious, but we'll move on to my sleepers. We'll go Lazard first. Where's he at? Nope. Whoa. What the fuck? I could have been using this the whole time?
As opposed to game log?
Well, I could have just been using this to help for looking previous seasons. I always have to go. I'm angry. Oh my god, look how good he played.
What did you think the stats were?
I don't know. I don't know. I just never clicked on it. I think it's because I didn't like clicking on them because half of them have this shit on it. Alright, well, Lazard, the Lizard King himself, the true Lizard King.
Whoa,
the
no,
true Lizard King.
Incorrect.
He's the number one.
The true Lizard King's there, right?
Yeah.
No.
For now.
Who's the starter? The true Lizard King.
I mean, week 1 for sure.
I mean, Watkins at this point is probably going to be the number 2.
He's just the number 1 receiver on this team. On a team that lost a huge, lost the second best fantasy receiver in football last year, he's coming in to fill a role. He's not going to step in and do what Davante Adams did. He won't. But to say he won't, he can't, fill some shoes and do some more stuff. I mean, 60 targets. I mean, I really feel like if he stays healthy, which again is a problem for him as well, then I feel like that could get to 100. Like I feel like he has the opportunities. He's going to be an offense that's missing a key piece, and you're getting I'm not even sure when he's getting drafted, to be honest. I know it's late. I clicked on too much shit.
Back and forth between them. It's up there. It says ADP 104.
Yeah, so I love it. Give me that. Look at the guys around him. Better than Robert Woods. Definitely better than Claypool. You can go with the future value in Olave. Hopefully Toney will stay healthy. You go Toney.
Definitely better than Claypool.
Why you gotta take a shot at Claypool, Jonah?
You said definitely better.
Well, I mean, he will be. He's not. Claypool's the third. It'll probably be the fourth option realistically on this offense this year. Behind Johnson, Freiermuth, and Najee. I don't even think that's crazy to say that, or wow worthy.
It's wow worthy because I remember all the hype that Claypool
What's Jake
had.
typing?
I'm just trying to fix my internet.
Oh my god. But yeah, I think Lazard's gonna be good. Anybody else want to say something about the Lizard King?
I definitely think he's going to get all those targets because there's a heck of a lot to go around.
I mean, they also lost MVS too, which is...
Yeah, they've got probably a little over 200 targets unaccounted for on the roster.
He's basically the only receiver that hasn't been verbally called out by Aaron Rodgers this offseason.
No. Sammy Watkins has had literally nothing said about him, good or bad.
Yeah.
Which probably means he won't make the team. But...
No true Lizard King status.
I'm not certain that he's going to put up insane numbers with those targets. But if anybody can on that team, it will be him.
Yeah, I just think
he will be good.
He's
and
young.
He will probably outperform this draft position.
Yeah, he doesn't have.
I think what you do if you're smart, you don't draft Alan Lazard. You draft Sammy Watkins in like the 14th round. You wait till after week 1. Okay. You play in week 1, and then after week 1, you trade Sammy Watkins for Alan Lazard.
That's straight up though.
And maybe a pick if you're gonna keep.
You don't even need to get the if you want, but you don't even need to get the pick. You just do it straight up. They think they're robbing you blind.
But what if you just draft Lazard and then just pick up Sammy Watkins?
Well, I'm saying now you get 2 10th round picks basically. Because you're just drafting Sammy Watkins like last round, and then you draft someone else here that you also like a Drake London or Christian Cook or Robert Woods or KT.
He's
or
essentially
anyone,
saying you trade your 14th for somebody else's 10th.
I see what Jay's saying, but he's memeing, but I swear it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense because it can't happen. But what he's saying, if it could happen, makes sense.
I'm doing it.
I will whisper sweet nothings into whoever you try to trade Watkins to. But the final point is Lazard's just, again, been the only one that's not been yelled at. Aaron Rodgers does not throw to rookie receivers, regardless how good they were later in their career. So Lazard's the only realistically the only non-rookie receiver that's going to probably play between Dobbs and Watson.
Which means he's going to have to throw to somebody.
Huh? No, he will. But I mean, you can just go look at Davante Adams his targets last season compared to Lazard and MVS's. It's not going to be that big of a split, but it will be a relatively as big split, I feel like, in terms of the percentage of
Davante
how
Adams had 114 more targets than MVS.
That's so sad.
And then I think too I don't think the rookies will even get that much more, Jake, because I think again we're going back to when we talked about the running backs in this pod. I think it'll be a lot of Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. So, and then Big Bob Tonyan, who we also talked about on the tight end podcast. So, And then my second receiver is the one I truly think will be on the most championship rosters. Jake said it a lot. This is my guy, Christian Kirk. I don't get it. I don't get why he's so low.
Because he's Christian Kirk.
He's not bad.
Which team's he on again?
The Jags.
I was joking.
Jake, I supported Toney, and I didn't call him a thug. And you're going to come after my guy?
I was just making a little joke. I like Christian Kirk.
You've offended me. Christian Kirk's a thug. Because he's got that dog in him, baby. Yeah, I just think he's going to be good. Second-year quarterbacks take a jump. Regardless of what Jonah says. Especially when they're good.
No.
Yeah, but see, Jonah doesn't think Trevor Lawrence is a second-year quarterback. He thinks he's a first-year quarterback.
I don't care how dumb or bad.
That's a very good way to put it.
I don't think that he does, but it doesn't look. I mean, we saw him in preseason. He looked great.
Outstanding.
He didn't look great.
I mean,
he looked great.
He had some throws that were nice, but altogether, he still was making some mistakes. He was off target on some passes.
I mean, I watched him in that Steelers game. He looked pretty fucking good. Besides the fact they couldn't get in the end zone. I mean, I watched Dak miss a throw. Dak hasn't even played this preseason. How can he be prepared for Week 1? He can't.
I mean, neither have like 18 other starters. So
how can they be prepared for Week 1? Trevor will be. But I think Trevor will take the leap. I don't care that he didn't have a great coaching staff. He still played 1 year in the NFL.
No, I think it's not even just a matter that he didn't have a good coaching staff. I think they actually damaged him.
I don't think they did.
I think they set his development back a year.
I think he's fine.
Urban didn't only kick the kicker in the leg.
I think he's fine, and they've surrounded him with more weapons than he had last year. He has Etienne, who's dynamic. I mean, this is like a Trevor Lawrence type of, but I'll get to Christian Kirk eventually. He's got Etienne. He's got, regardless of what you think, he's got Evan Ingram, who has the athletic ability to be good. He's got Marvin Jones, who's such a solid, like, second receiver. He has been his whole career. And you have Christian Kirk, who they paid. Did they pay him too much money? 100% yes. Do I care for fantasy? I do not give a fuck.
Well, let's just get back to the point I'm making is that Trevor Lawrence, I don't think will be fantasy relevant. I don't think he'll be anything crazy good fantasy wise. It's not that I don't think he's good.
Okay, but regardless, Christian Kirk. I mean, even in the one game they really played together, where they played the whole half, Christian Kirk against the Steelers had 8 targets and he had 5 catches. He had 10 points in a half a play. I think that would be very consistent, even a little bit more than that, for the rest of his season. That's why I think he has so much value here. I think he is for sure a flex position receiver who will creep his way into receiver 2 territory. Like high tier to mid tier receiver 2 territory this season, and you're getting him in the 10th round. I think he has so much value. I think getting him and Trevor together could be something that could be really good. As I attack again, Jonas thinks he doesn't like when he doesn't like the stacks, but
stacks are overrated.
I like the stack. I like Christian Kirk.
Stacks win you leagues.
I think if you go out of your way to stack Christian Kirk with Trevor Lawrence, you're going to be the worst team in your league.
It's first and second pick of the draft.
Christian Kirk will be great where he's being drafted. Trevor Lawrence will not.
Fair. Get Christian Kirk. He's going to win you a championship this year if he stays healthy. If I don't get him in our keeper league, I'm going to be severe. Like, I might just leave our Discord and not talk about the draft at all. I'm going to be sad. So, now I'm like getting perpetually sad by just thinking about not getting him. It's upsetting me.
I mean, the odds are you don't. There's 9 other teams.
I'll pick him. Fuck, you're right, John. I'm gonna pick him with my first pick.
That's sound. You need a receiver in the second round.
Thank you. Maybe I don't get Davante or Debo or whoever's there. I get Christian Kirk. I fucking throw the league for a loop. And then right when the draft ends, I start trading all my players for picks next season. I punt on this year. But if Christian Kirk's real good,
You can't even make Christian Kirk your keeper. He'd be your first-round pick.
I can make him my keeper. I can keep him for 3 years. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I
but then why
ride
are
with
you
Christian
bothering
Kirk
to get
just like I
picks
ride
for
with
the
Russell
year?
Wilson and Sutton. All right, let's
That's
move to
rough.
our hates, so we can finish this forever pod. Jake, who's your hate?
I don't hate anyone. I love everyone. None of them are thugs.
Who do you dislike this year for receiver?
That thug Allen Robinson.
No, Jake.
You know I hate him.
Why do you
I
hate
don't
him?
understand. The dude doesn't know how to catch a football anymore. I don't know what happened.
What do you think? Did you think Nagy was a good coach?
We go to PPR. Are you in PPR? Did he
I'm
score
not-
only
I'm not-
87 PPR points last year?
Stop looking at it.
Who, Allen?
Stop looking at it. Look.
Oh my god.
Are you looking at him? Yeah, dude, he was so bad.
He
I
played
took him-
12 games.
I took him as a flyer in like the 5th or 6th round in that league, in one of our leagues, because he was just still there, and I knew I didn't really like him already, so I took him and I cut him, like halfway through the season, and then he ended up missing a bunch of games. I wish,
Oh my
I
God.
wish with a knife. Like, the dude is bad. I don't know what happened. Just look at week 1 against the 11 targets with 6 catches for 35 yards.
Do you think it
Full
mattered
point
that
Like,
maybe
if that
PPR,
isn't-
he didn't even score 10.
Do you think maybe it
on
mattered
11
that
targets.
Jalen Ramsey was guarding him that game?
No, because he wasn't.
I think he was.
Jalen Ramsey doesn't travel. Not
I
with
thought-
the Rams, at least.
Do you think maybe he was guarding him some of the time then?
Some,
Yeah,
but
it's the
probably
5
not the 5 he
incompletions.
dropped. And it's probably the 6 catches, honestly.
I don't like this.
All right, we don't have
this,
to just make hot takes that we don't believe in.
I don't like this Allen Robinson slander. I don't like it.
I mean, he deserves it. What is his catch rate here? Is his catch rate like 60% or something?
He was bad.
Target
He
here?
was bad. But he also had a terrible head coach. He also
I don't.
that
Having
doesn't
a
make
bad
him
head coach
catch
doesn't make you
fewer
drop the
footballs.
He
balls.
also didn't have a good quarterback thrown to him.
Justin Fields' issue is not making balls uncatchable. Like, I was watching him have like slants thrown into his chest that he just dropped. Like, I don't know what happened.
57.6 was his catch rate last year.
I think this
I
is
like
my. We haven't done one yet. This is my
Funny enough,
Copium
though,
take.
Jake,
Well,
his
I want to
career
give
is
my.
58.3.
Let me
Yeah,
give.
the dude's hands are bad.
This is my
It's
not-
Copium take for this year for him. Because the Copium take of last year is bad head coach, bad quarterback, was checked out from the Bears. He did not want to be there anymore. He made it very clear before.
And
the
he's
season
mentally
started.
weak.
He made it very clear he didn't want to be there. Now he's with a great offensive coach, with a vet quarterback that's still got probably 1 to 2 more really solid years ahead of him if his elbow holds up. And now he's not the number 1 guy at all, not even close.
Or the 2.
Or the 2.
Or the 3.
No, he's definitely in the 2 to 3 range. He might not be. He's probably the 3rd weapon, maybe not the 3rd. Yeah, he's the 3rd weapon. Maybe I don't fucking care. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be good. I have
Who are
hope.
the
If you think-
receivers?
If you're willing to concede that he's the 3rd weapon, who's the 2nd weapon?
Probably Akers since McVay loves him so damn much.
In the passing game or on the offense?
I was just saying on the offense.
Okay.
I mean, Van Jefferson's going to do more than that.
I don't think that's been the.
I don't think he
rumor.
is because I don't think they're going to play him as much. I don't think he'll be on the field as much as Allen Robinson.
He will be.
He's been tearing it
I
up
don't
at
know if
camp.
he-
If we're
I
gonna,
don't-
if we're
I
gonna
don't
use the
actually know if he
reports
will
of,
be.
if we're gonna use the reports of Toney tearing it up, the reports have been that he's tearing
Wait,
it up.
whoa! I've been very active. I don't give a rip about reports. My point on that was I was saying Giant fans and media are excited about it.
Well, Ramsey
I don't give a rip about
excited about
reports.
Allen Robinson.
I don't care about fan insurance.
I hate these arguments.
I'm a
I hate
hypocrite.
these arguments.
I'm a-
I'm so tired
I'm a
of bringing up
hypocrite here.
points and people are saying I don't care. Why do I even talk
I'm a-
about it?
I'm a hypocrite here. 100%.
You
I
don't
hate Allen
fucking
Robinson
say.
too much. I hate Allen Robinson too much.
I hope he thugs his way and fucking win the league.
I don't care. I don't care if Sean McVay says I'd rather lose every game this season and Allen Robinson be the Triple Crown winner.
than
God, I
us
hope he
win
wins
one
it
game.
so bad.
Oh my
I
God,
hope he
that would be
fucking
amazing.
wins it so bad.
Do you have any more points to make on Allen Robinson?
It
Drew?
doesn't matter, Jonah. It is what it
Okay.
is.
He sucks.
See, I rationally
We can't do 3-hour pods.
believe you're right.
I hate this.
I rationally believe you're right on Allen Robinson, but there's just that nagging feeling based on just how bad he was last year, and that I'm very concerned about Stafford's elbow.
Like,
and I know you're
real
not,
quick,
but I'm really concerned about his elbow.
can we just look at the right where you are right now, Drew? You scroll 1 inch, right there. Is there a single? Oh, that might not be true anymore. But was there a single receiver you would take over Allen Robinson right there? I think I see one, maybe. Like that, you would take Allen Robinson. I think I see 1 or 2, maybe.
Wait, what? I don't. On the screen?
Yes, I'm saying I think I take all of those dudes over him except 2.
In front of him or behind him?
On the screen.
Well, I mean, I would take Chris Godwin. I would take all of the guys probably above him except for Cooper.
No, he means
Brown.
all the guys. Well,
I'm talking about under too.
As well, but he means below.
I think above
That's
is
the point he's trying to make.
Well, yeah, but that's my. I mean,
we can go through this.
12 guys.
I wouldn't take him over. Wouldn't take him over. Wouldn't take him over. Would.
I wouldn't for either.
Would. Wouldn't.
Would not.
Would
not.
Would
not.
Would
not.
Wouldn't.
Would not.
Would.
You take him over Michael Thomas?
I don't trust Michael Thomas this season.
And you trust Allen Robinson?
They're the same fucking player. They both have sucked for years, and one's fucking.
What?
No.
He's mentally weak.
Michael Thomas has been injured. He didn't play for a season.
He's been mentally
Allen Robinson
weak.
just sucked.
He's been mentally weak.
No, he's been mentally boomed.
No, this is bullshit. This fucking narrative is changing. I'm never doing a 3-hour pod, and I'm never talking to any of you again.
Well, next year maybe we can get on top of things and do these podcasts individually.
Yeah. The only guys I would consider taking on this list right here is Davante Smith and Tyler Lockett.
What? Will you take Renfrow over Robinson?
Yes, 100%.
I can't make any more bets. Dude, we got so many. I'm going to remember these in my fucking brain. Don't worry.
Well, they're recorded history now.
That's true.
Well, so, like, Allen Robinson will finish outside of top 30 for receivers.
There's no way.
I mean, go check where he finished last year. I think it was receiver 64, if I remember right.
This is night and day. He wants to be with the Rams. He did not want to be with the Bears, and he didn't have anything around him that was good. Okay, I clearly understand that you don't fucking care. You're making up your own fucking rules. You don't listen to logic. Nothing matters.
Look,
we can say shit,
if you
bro.
can only
You know what he did this offseason, Jake? He fucking went to the fucking God tree, and now he's amongst the football gods, and he's gonna run this fucking league. He's gonna.
And they were like, you know what? This guy sucks.
He's gonna triple crown receiver, and then he's gonna triple crown fucking running back too. Who's your hate, Jonah?
He might break 100.
I already gave my hate.
Who's your hate, Drew? Who do I hate? Let's look. Who did I put? I put Pittman.
Oh yeah.
Don't I hate Pittman anymore? I just don't like how high he is. I just don't know if it's worth all. I mean, like Pittman's kind of boring because I just don't like his ADP. It's so high.
Yeah, you like him
boring because nobody actually knows what he's gonna be this year.
That's why
it doesn't feel like there's a very high upside.
That's why he's so scary.
It feels like there's a potential.
Look, I think I would take
and only so much of a ceiling.
I think I would take Deontay.
100%
over him personally, because I'm taking a floor player, not a.
And Deontay I was low on, but these arguments I've heard across the fantasy world of Big Ben, Trubisky and Pickett are probably an upgrade to Deontay have made me sad, and I've come to the truth that I've come to the fact that they're probably true.
Actually, funny enough, had Deontay as my hate, and I've flipped.
I hate it. I hate this.
I've gotten away from it.
I just don't. I mean, I think it's just in general. I just don't like Pittman as much as I don't trust Matt Ryan that much. Like people are like, well, Wynn supported him, but like, is Matt Ryan that much better?
He's stabler for if nothing else.
But does that make Pittman
statistically?
better?
Statistically, I think it's going to be the same. I think Matt Ryan is better for winning football, not better for fantasy.
That's what I'm saying. Which is why
And
I don't
so
think
I
Pittman
think
will be better.
I think Pittman will do better, but I don't think it'll be better by much. It'll primarily be he'll statistically do better because there's just nobody around him in the
I
passing
feel
game.
literally no opinion on this one.
But I think
And
that's
I'm not just saying I
because,
feel strongly in my opinion.
but that's
Yeah, I
that's
don't
my
know.
point,
I don't know if
though.
that's because I'm tired or because I've been sitting in a 90-degree because I can't turn a fan on because then people will hear the fan and I don't have internet and I want to put a bullet in my mouth, or if it's just I'm boomed from the podcast as a whole, or if I actually just don't have an opinion on Pittman.
Why has
I
the
don't know
podcast
anymore.
been so heated?
I don't know anymore. I don't
Guys,
know
we all
what I
love each other,
believe.
guys. I think that's what we've got to. We're through our hates. We're through. We've done it, boys. We finished. We all love each other. Yay.
Screw you.
Fuck Pittman. Don't pick his ass. He's shit. My final point is, I like every receiver around him more.
Even DJ
Yeah, I mean-
Moore.
Honestly, yes. That's not me. Yeah, I'm not joking.
I would probably take Pittman over. I would probably take Pittman.
You really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
wait,
think so.
I know. I 100% you would say that. I don't know why. I'm in. Wait, what? You said Pittman over DJ Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I said really. Would you take Waddle over Pittman?
No, I would take Pittman over.
What about Scary Terry?
I think I'd take Pittman because to me those two feel similar in terms of Scary Terry was last year super rough and like he had a bunch of like low games, you know?
Yeah, Scary Terry's
wasn't-
never finished top 20 in average for a season.
Yeah. Like he was very boom bust last year. And that's what I kind of think of Pittman too. But I think
Who has
Pittman's
been his
boom is a little
quarterback?
better.
Scary Terry?
I mean, bad.
Well, I mean, I don't
bad,
really.
but I don't.
really.
I'm just curious about that. Like,
Yeah, they've been
Who's
bad.
Scary
I mean,
Terry?
Taylor Heineke is the best probably.
He didn't,
But like, I don't think Carson Wentz is like a mega upgrade.
did he ever play with Cousins?
no, he definitely didn't play with
No,
Cousins.
I don't think so.
A guy too. Another. I'm jumping back to the sleepers. Another sleeper is the.
Tolbert.
No, not Tolbert. He is a sleeper, but the second
No, Jalen
Commander's
Tolbert's not.
receiver, who just
Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, who's the rookie, just does not get talked about for some reason.
Well, it's because it's not an exciting offense to talk about.
True, but I mean he's
And
the
also,
number 2. Who like,
It barely
has done pretty
supports
good.
the one receiver.
Yeah.
It doesn't really support the one receiver.
But maybe Wentz can do it. Maybe we get prime MVP Eagles Wentz back. Now that he's back
For
in
the
the
first
NFC
6
East.
weeks.
No, he was way longer than that.
Yeah, but Washington's not that lucky.
Oh, okay.
And maybe I'll win the lottery without buying a ticket.
Well, maybe you'll start being more of a thug, or maybe stop being so much of a thug, Jonah. That's what I thought. That's why CD
What's
Lamb
more-
is my true hate.
Yeah, that's a thug.
That's a thug. All right. Just because this podcast is super long, I want one last quick question from both y'all. I want your number 1 champions player and your number 1 bust. Go, Jake. No, Jake, go. So I can think.
No, I gotta think.
Wow, you just dropped that on us.
Yeah.
I don't want it to end. I kind of want it to go over 3. That's kind of why I did it. I know, now we have to. I'm
Do we want the
how
bust
high
to
do they
be
have
like?
to be drafted to be a bust?
I don't know. Probably relatively high. Relatively high.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I got my bust. I'm trying to think of my boom.
Ooh, I
So
know
like you're saying like league winner for the
my bust is Chase, and my weak winner will be Kirk. Plant my flag. I planted my flag.
Kirk Cousins?
Huh? No.
No,
Christian
you mean
Kirk.
Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk will
Oh,
be
Christian Kirk.
my championship player. I think Dameon Pierce is probably a better bet, but I'm gonna go with my guy. PPR. I think Chase will be picked. He's picked inside the top 10. I think he'll probably finish somewhere in that 10 to 15 range of receiver, and he's going to be super inconsistent. And I think that's going to kill people this year. Because I don't think someone like Jefferson or Cup, or even Davante Adams or Diggs, who we haven't talked about at all, who I also think will be pretty good this season. I think Diggs will be solid, and I think touchdown-wise, Diggs has to get better. He's been weirdly not good.
League winner.
I should have done McCaffrey.
I guess league winner, I'll go Dameon Pierce. I mean, I had him on my list.
Yeah.
He's probably the most likely, especially if you got him at that value.
Yeah, he's
like
definitely
this
the most
original
likely.
Low value.
Yeah, looking at the draft, most likely for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, I think I'll just go with him because my bust, I think, is going to be a shocker. Actually, I'm going to save my bust till after Jonah goes.
Well, I think Jonah's thinking.
So, league winner?
Yeah, who's going to be the guy that's going to be on most rosters? Plant your flag. We'll bring this shit back up at the end of the year.
Well, I'm not putting enough stock into this to try and do that. That's
I am. I'm going to be right on both of these.
It's not that
I'm gonna
hard.
go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. Well, it's probably if I was able to sit down and look at it for longer.
I would lose it if
these
Jonah
players
said
would have been-
Kadarius Toney right now.
Would've been funny.
I did think about it. I really did think about it because I mean he fits that profile. He definitely
Yeah.
fits that profile of what
Christian
we're
Kirk.
talking about. I'm gonna go Alan Lazard.
Is the winner?
Yeah.
Well, who's your bust?
He can't be the bust.
That's why I was like, I was confused.
I think Swift's got to be the bust.
Okay.
Ooh, Jonah's taking my hate as the bust.
Yeah. Well, you made me go
Mhm.
first.
Who's your bust?
Yeah. Mine's a shocker because I actually I don't dislike this dude at all. This is just a vibe I've had all season. Really, like leading up in these mocks and everything. It's been a while. Like I've been like I don't even mind that I'm not able to get him in a keeper league, and I have no interest in getting this guy.
Is it?
I
James
just, for
Conner?
whatever reason, no. I just have a weird feeling Austin Eckler is not the move this year.
I can't reciprocate that feeling, but
I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
I don't know why. I just have a gut feeling like don't want him. I would take those other guys. I would take a Henry or Dalvin Cook or Najee before him.
okay.
I have a weird, strong feeling that it's not the year to have him.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because of the stuff he said about like I'm excited there's other running backs here to take my
I
workload
can
basically.
stream more in the season.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is. Like maybe it is just that stuff. I felt like it.
Has anybody
before
checked
that,
his
though.
contract? Does it have that video game clause?
I think
that
his
Tyler
has a
had?
requirement of how much Madden he has to play.
I hope not. Poor bastard. The reason I don't hate that comment is I think because of the streaming stuff and because of what he does off the field, to me when I've heard him talk on like streams and other podcasts, he just seems like a super smart guy, and I think he likes to win, and I think those two combination makes him go, if I have people under me that are solid at whatever they need to do, or solid at things I'm not good at, like pounding it, short yards and stuff like that, and it takes less tear off me, then it makes sense for the team and myself to be better and have a better career, like long term wise. So I don't hate those comments.
I didn't even know Austin Eckler streamed.
No, yeah, he's like super big into it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I just think he's a smart guy. Like I just genuinely think he's
Like
just
he's into the team aspect and he gets that it makes his career last longer.
Yeah, he gets into team aspects, and it's like a lot of running backs. I literally heard AJ Dillon talk about this on a podcast. These running backs understand what is happening in the league right now. It's not. I mean, they're not dumb. Everyone can see that running backs aren't lasting. So if Eckler's like, yeah, if I have guys that are good under me and the team trusts them and I can trust them to like support the team in general, then yes, I'm excited to have those guys under me so that my skills can better be used for the team.
Yeah.
But I mean, regardless of that, like I think he's always scary because I just don't think he can stay healthy, and I don't think he has the same like upside again as McCaffrey. Like McCaffrey stays healthy, he's going to be the best player in fantasy. Eckler, I don't think can do that.
Yeah. But yeah, he's my bust for the year, I think.
I get it. It can
Yeah,
happen.
he not only can't do that, I think his ceiling is where he's being drafted right now. And I just don't think that's good.
Yeah, like I don't know if there's a scenario where I envision him in the top 2.
Yeah, I think he's being drafted 4, and I think at best, if everything goes perfect for him, he's 4.
Yeah,
but I think he's more likely closer to 10.
Behind Jamar Chase and Kadarius.
He just can't get into that top range of like the top 3 without scoring, and he's not going to score. Like he's not going to score as much as Jonathan Taylor, McCaffrey, and Henry if they all play the season are going to score.
Yeah.
So, all right, we got the 3. That's all I really wanted. This is going to suck to edit, but we did it, boys. We went through.
Why would you have to edit this? I think you just upload it raw.
I don't think I need to do that. We've been through it. We've had arguments, but we've come out stronger on the other side.
Man, all I know is I'm excited for us to end this so I can turn a fan on and get some water.
I'm Jake. I've been with you. My fans have been off too.
Yeah, I think the difference. My house is, I kid you not, literally 90s.
I don't think you understand. The middle floor in my house hasn't had AC in over a year, so it's also that.
My whole house doesn't have AC.
Jake. I'm telling you, it doesn't do shit that it's got it upstairs.
I'm dying.
I'm dying too. But Jake, we're stronger because of it. Jonah, me and you, Jake, we have that dog. Jonah, no dog. Cat.
Jonah's like Derek Carr.
Jonah's a cat. He's got a cat inside of him, and he's a thug. With that being said, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I hope you win your league.
Please make sure to...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, please make sure to donate a kidney to the Save a Life Foundation this off-season.
Why is that?
I don't know. It just feels like a nice thing to do. Sometimes you just do things to help other people, Drew, you know? Sometimes it ain't all about you.
A kidney's pretty severe. Maybe donate some blood first. See how that goes, and then you can scale up if you need to.
You go heavy first, because then it feels easier doing the other stuff as you go.
Well, thanks for watching. Share it to your friends. For the kids. Love you. Goodbye.